Welcome back to Man Down Sports. As you can see from the thumbnail, I got to get on Luca a little bit. Not really, not really. I think this will be the last video I do about Luca until next season. I don't think I'm gonna do anything else about Luca. It looked like he's working out, y'all. It looked like he's taking everything serious. It looked like he's putting in a lot of effort. It looked like he's dieting a little bit better. He's lifting weights. But we've seen that before when he was in Dallas. We always see workout videos in the summer. We always see pictures on the internet of Luka looking slimmer and trimmer and more cut and all that stuff. So I don't know what's real and what he's going to look like game time for week 1 in the NBA. I'm late for this stream. I scheduled it for about 30 minutes ago, but I had some crazy technical difficulties. I'm probably still going to be dealing with some now. My internet is not up to par today. I'm having some issues with Wi-Fi and all that stuff, man. So if I'm choppy, if I look grainy, if I sound like if my sound is going in and out, y'all let me know. Let me know how I sound now in the comment section. And hit the thumbs up as y'all come in. Yeah, so I don't know. This is gonna be a mystery stream because I don't know if it's actually gonna turn out right. But I wanted to get talking about the Lakers and Luka Doncic, aka Heavy D and the boys. That's what we'll be calling him until I see him show up in shape down to about 220. 220 might be too small for him. 225, 230 maybe. I think is a good playing weight for him, but nowhere near that 260. That 270 where they rumor him to be at. 220 sounds about right. So basically what's been going on is we've been seeing pictures circulating and even some videos of Luka squatting. They said it was like 720 he was squatting, and he made it look easy. Like when I see Nick Chubb and those 5'10" running back Saquon Barkley, 6 foot or 6'1" Jalen Hurts, when I see them squatting all that crazy weight, they make it look they make it seem like they powerful dudes, which they are. But the way Luka was doing it at 6'8", I mean Saquon is probably a 5'10", 225, 230 maybe. Imagine Luka and Luka is a strong, solid dude, man. Imagine Luka at 6'8" and wherever he's at right now, 250. Right. That's, like Luka, if Luka was to get on the football field right now, he would be a left tackle. He would be blocking for Saquon Barkley and blocking for Jalen Hurts. That's how big he is. So when I seen him squatting, what they said was like 700 pounds, he was making it look effortless. Like that's a strong dude, man. So, but squatting might not be what he really needs to be doing. Right. Weight training is good, and he needs that too. And building muscle helps you burn fat faster. So I get the weight training, but I want to see Luka running some daggone miles too. I want to see him running some sprints. I want to see him on the beach running with shoes on. The type of stuff Kevin Garnett was doing. Like Kevin Garnett made sure his cardio was intact. Steph Curry made sure his cardio was intact. Reggie Miller, Ray Allen, they made sure their cardio was intact. And all of that running without doing so much weightlifting actually got you really cut up and chiseled. So maybe that's what he need to be doing. He don't have that type of body where he need to throw weight. Like he's just naturally strong. Right. So him just shedding fat and doing a little bit of weight training and the type when you already got the weight that you want as a athlete or as a person in general, when you already got the weight you want, you don't need to lift that heavy. You need to lift light, and you need to do more reps because you need to shred, you need to burn fat. So Luka's problem is he need to burn fat, not try to be as strong as freaking Nikola Jokic down. Like what's the point of you doing squatting 720? Like, that's insane. But nonetheless, it's effort. He's doing something versus doing nothing. And if the pictures are real or not, there are circulating pictures of him looking slimmer and trimmer. So I might not be able to call Heavy D for long. I might not be able to call him Luca Vandross for long. But for now, until I see the season, until I see what you look like in real life without the AI pictures online, it's going to be Heavy D and the boys. It's going to be Luca Vandross. It's going to be everything that you want him to be. It's going to be all of that until you prove otherwise. But Paul Pierce was having his conversation about the situation, and they wanted to, kind of had a conversation around if LeBron James is actually going to influence him this summer, and if that's going to rub off on him and all that stuff, man. So here's Paul Pierce talking about it.
Do you think LeBron will have a positive impact on Luca, Paul?
Absolutely, he's going to have a positive impact. You can see it right there in that interview that Luca was watching and taking notes, saying LeBron is going to show up 10 hours. Now, I'm not saying, I know he was exaggerating that. I know he doesn't show up 10 hours, but he shows up probably pretty early, gets his work in, gets prepared for the game.
How many hours before the game do you show up?
So I would get there like 4 hours before the game. And so, I think Luka's going to see all of that. He's going to see his practice habits. He's going to see his eating habits, and he's going to soak it all up because I used to watch when Kevin and Ray came. I would watch both of them now. And I took some game from them and put it in my routine. Kevin would do certain things, and, I would watch it. And he made me a better player, actually, just his preparation, his tenacity on the court, the things he did defensively, Ray's shooting. I took some of his shooting drills, and it helped me become a better shooter, free throw shooter. So definitely LeBron is going to be a great influence on Luka in that aspect, just his preparation alone, I think. And that's the one thing we talk about Luka. JJ Redick said after the season, we got to get in championship shape. Mm-hmm. That obviously was directed at Luka because the Mavs felt like too much hookah, too much beers, or whatever he was doing. I don't know. That's just rumors. I don't know for sure. But it was, people talk and say certain things and make excuses, but it still don't like take away the fact that he's out here giving you 30 every night. So if we're going to be looking at a Luka picking up on LeBron's habits, based on what he's already doing, this might be an MVP year for Luka.
So, I don't disagree with Paul Pierce. Like, if Luka actually takes this offseason very serious, if Luka actually comes back to training camp and, this is what I'm expecting him to be. I'm expecting him to be in better shape than everybody on the team. It's your team now. You need to be in better shape than LeBron, all the way down. Austin Reeves, all of them, conditioning. You need to look like you're in better shape. You need to be ready to play 48 minutes from game one. You shouldn't have a lot of body fat. Like this is what I'm expecting from the best player and the franchise player, right? So, yeah, LeBron rubbing off on him and him learning something from LeBron, like maybe you need that motivation. I don't know how many guys who have been like they're claiming Luka is like a top 3 player in the league. He's a franchise player. He's a generational talent, and all of these things. These things that you give these type of titles to LeBron, KD, Steph, Jordan, Kobe. Like you give them type of names. Garnett, and out of all of those names, Tim Duncan. Out of all of those names, I think Shaq might be the only one. I mean, you can go down the list. Reggie Miller. Well, I ain't even gonna throw Reggie Miller in there. I'm talking about like the top guys, Bird, these guys. Shaq and Barkley. And to a certain extent, Carmelo for like maybe 1 or 2 years where he was getting a little chubby, but he fixed that quickly. But there's been less than a handful of guys who has been criticized for not keeping their weight down, not coming back to camp in tip-top shape, not leading your team the way you're supposed to lead it. And you got to give Shaq credit and you got to give Barkley credit because when they got the criticism, they got their fat butts in the gym and worked on it. Now, Charles Barkley didn't ever start eating different. Carmelo did. Draymond Green did. I'm not saying Draymond Green is in this conversation with these guys. Chris Paul did. He might not even be in a conversation with these guys either, but those are a list of names of people who where we thought they was getting a little chubby, and all of a sudden you hear they vegan. They took their career very serious enough to say, man, I'm getting old and I'm eating like crap and I shouldn't be. Like, I can afford a chef. Like, that shouldn't be a thing. So those guys took their weight, took their health, took their conditioning very seriously and got it under control. Shaq and Barkley did so enough to make a run, but just being who they are, I guess, and especially Shaq being how big he is, man. Like, he talked about how bad that foot and that toe was when he was in LA, that injury that really kept him off his feet most of the offseason. I don't know how true that is, but he seems to have an excuse for why he had to relax during the offseason and he couldn't go as hard as Kobe Bryant. But of those superstars, you got those guys, but you did at least see them lock in for a while. Barkley locked in for a good 2 to 3 years in Phoenix. Of course, when he was in Philly, he was the round mound rebound. Moses Malone got on him about it. He did a little bit better, but there was no year that Charles Barkley was in better shape than the year he was in Phoenix when he got the league MVP and he met Michael Jordan and the Bulls in the finals. Charles Barkley was in great shape. He had definition in his arms. He was cut. Charles Barkley was in great shape, and I think that was a coming from Philly, going to play Team USA, and then rolling right into Phoenix, getting the MVP, going to the finals, losing to Michael Jordan. He was able to lock in, right? And who knows, been in the Olympics with all those guys like David Robinson, John Stockton, Michael Jordan, seeing how they eat. Maybe that did help Barkley, and then maybe they did rub off on him. Now, Shaq, he was cut up and in a lot of great shape in Orlando. The whole time he was in Orlando, he was great shape, cut and everything. He got to LA, he was the diesel. He started putting on natural old man weight, like just getting into his grown man body. He was putting on natural weight, and then now his muscle kind of go down. He lose definition, but there was already 2 championships in by the time he got too big. I think Shaq was rumored to be close to 400 pounds while he was in LA. And when Mitch Kupchak chose Kobe over Shaq and they traded Shaq to Miami, he was pissed off and motivated, and he locked in one more time and got in tip-top shape to show up for Miami. And he was in tip-top shape for 2 years, and they won the championship his second year there. And then he let it go again. So I see those guys locking in at certain times. Shaq he was locked in as a young buck in Orlando. He was locked in first couple of years in LA, first couple of championships in LA, and then he let it go, and then he got locked in again for a couple of years in Miami, and then let it go again. Right? Barkley kind of similar, right? Off and on. Zion Williamson, I don't know if he's ever locked in yet. He can't lock in because he keep getting hurt. But that's a catch-22 because he keep getting hurt, probably because he's too heavy. Right? So he's constantly rehabbing something and constantly got to stay off his leg or foot because he's messing up his lower extremities and putting the weight back on. And then now, I mean, you can't get it off. It's just it's a catch-22 for Zion. So and Luka's he's similar. Like, he's gonna have to lock in, and those nagging injuries has started to creep in a little bit. Every year he's taking time off a little bit at the beginning of the season. Like, dang, you just came in the season and you come in and all of a sudden, boom, you got after 2-3 weeks, now you got to go sit for 2 weeks. Almost every season. And my homeboy Corey, who lives in Dallas, said that he really thinks that Luka comes in out of shape and tries to play his way in shape. And the team tells him to go away for 2 weeks and come back in shape. And he think that that's what those injuries are early in the season all the time is him being out of shape and them telling him to go home and come back when he's ready. Could be some truth to that, right? So yeah, Luka, he's got to he can't just I mean, it's the same thing with Ben Simmons, man. Ben Simmons will get criticized for not taking shots and not being aggressive, and then you'll see a summer workout program, and he's running at the Rico Hines runs and all this other stuff he's doing in the summer, and he's out there looking like Paul George or something like that, taking jump shots, taking threes, taking all types of stuff. And we'd be like, okay, we're excited again this summer. Maybe he come back to the league and be more aggressive and be his old self. And then he comes back and he's not doing it. So it's the same thing with Luka. Luka keeps posting workout videos and slim Luka pictures that look Photoshop and just keep posting them. And if you're really doing some stuff for real, just wait to open the night and surprise us then. Don't post us progress pictures and progress reports during the summer, so we can get off Luka's back and be like, hey, he's working again. He come back like, they don't look like the dude we seen in summer. How he gained weight? We just seen 3 weeks ago a skinny Luka. Like, how is he fat? Show up in warm-ups, and when you take your warm-ups off doing your pregame, and we see, oh my God, Luka's slim. That's what I want to see the first game or the first preseason. Well, yeah, first preseason game. I want to see that. I want to see you take off your warm-ups, and then we see a totally different transformation. We see a body transformation. That's what we see, right? So, yeah, show us that. Don't show us the progress reports. We want to see the finished product when you're good to go. We want to see you play about 75 to 82 games. We want to see you get first team all NBA for real. We want to see you get at least some votes for a defensive team. We want to see you lock in on defense, conditioning, everything. Right? Then you'll convince a lot of people. Then you might, instead of just being a preseason favorite for MVP, and then you be the favorite for 2 weeks, and then you fall off again, and you know you out of the MVP race. Actually put in work and be a legit MVP candidate next year. And I would get off his back 100%. I would get off his back. I eat my words. I say this is what we wanted. But if he actually pulls it off and he actually does it, then you gotta understand that Nico and Dallas, kind of exposing him and giving up on him and trading him will be part of what he needed. Like, he needed that as motivation. He needed for someone to seriously give up on him, letting him know that what you're doing is not good enough. Like, what you're doing is not good enough. You can't just lollygag. So he needs that type of pressure. He needs that LA pressure. I hate that people gotta, call him Hookah Luka and Luka Vandross and Heavy D and the boys, Dirty Mike and the boys, Fat Slop, rerun from What's Happening. I hate that we gotta call him all that stuff just for him. We gotta really fat shame this dude just for him to take it serious, to get his butt in there and work out and stop eating cheeseburgers and people. I think, because there's rumored that, well, I'm not gonna say that, but you just gotta take your job more serious, man. You gotta take it more serious. So shout out to Luka if he is working out, and shout out to Dallas Mavericks and Nico Harris for sending him to LA and letting him know that you gotta do better. Right. So shout out to them. I also wanted to talk about this no bag situation with LeBron. So we already did this last night because but we approached it from a different angle. Like, we played the clip of him talking about him not having a bag, and he's seeing everybody on social media saying he don't have a bag, and he was like, he got 50 million points, basically like, either, of course I have a bag. Like, how did I get 50 million points without a bag? Of course he exaggerating, but he's either saying, of course I have a bag. How do I get so many points without a bag? Or he's saying, I don't need a bag. I'm the leading scorer of all time. Like, what bag do I need? Like, so he's kind of shunning the bag narrative, right? And so we kind of talked about that, but I approached it from the angle of when he started talking about efficiency. And the reason why that was interesting to me is because people pretend and act like they don't know that efficiency has always been something that's been observed and talked about based on how you play the game, right? So when he started describing 3 dribbles or less, 1 dribble pull up, 2 dribble pull up, or 3 dribble pull up, not taking too much time off the clock to get to your shot, not wasting a lot of movement, not wasting a lot of dribbles, all of those things, right? We've always looked at efficiency in that light. As of late, probably in the last, 20 years, because PER is fairly new. That's a new stat, right? And actually that's a stat that was created by some ESPN journalists. Just was like, oh, you know what? I got a degree in probably language arts, but I think I can come up with a stat that I just know they'll love. I can make this stat out of thin air and everybody will love it. So PER is supposed to be a measurement of all of these things that you throw in and calculate it, and you get a number, and that's your PER, and it's supposed to be good or bad. I think that's whack, right? You can't measure efficient basketball play. You can observe efficient basketball play. Either you play efficient or you don't. Either you take a lot of dribbles or you don't. Either you waste a lot of time or you don't. Either you need 5 screens or you don't. Either you need all the space in the world or you don't. Scoring inside of a phone booth is different than scoring with the entire beach and the entire ocean. Like when you need that much space, I need the ocean and the beach parking lot. I need all of that space. So the player who needs the most space, the most time, the most amount of screens, the most amount of dribbles to get to a high percentage shot is the least efficient player. PER don't tell you that, right? PER tells you everything that you can measure with a stat and crumble it up into one number, and that's your PER, right? So it's not gonna tell me what my eyes can see. I don't trust any stat that people are using to form a conclusion about how a player played when you can form that conclusion without actually watching that player play. Like people are seriously not watching the games and going straight to the stats and the analytics and thinking that that's going to tell them what happened. Like people actually got real ESPN jobs that don't watch the game. It like Shannon Sharp does not watch the games like that. Shannon Sharp gets notes. Like somebody gives him notes. He got a team around him, and they give him notes, and he read the stats, and then he go on TV. That man ain't even got time to watch the games. That man, when he wasn't suspended from ESPN for busting it wide open for Bunny, he was getting up early in the morning, going to ESPN, probably 3 in the morning for makeup, production meeting and all that stuff, and then by 6 o'clock they on air, right? That show come on super early. 6 o'clock they on air, and then they probably recording for about 4 hours, right? After that he's probably all right. So now he's gone. What does he go do? I don't know. He works out every day. So it's some gym in there somewhere. He eats a lot. I know it's some food in there somewhere. He's smashing a bunch of bunnies. I know it's some calls being made at some point. And then he's got to do stuff for his liquor that he got out. He's doing a lot of business meetings. Then he's got Club Shay Shay that he's doing and recording and getting guests for, and they constantly pushing out Club Shay Shay episodes. And then at nighttime he got to go do Nightcap, which is basically the same thing he's doing on ESPN. Right, he got to do Nightcap, and that's every night. So if you really think this man is sitting down watching games, like I'm watching games, you got another thing coming. He might watch football. He might not, because football was his thing. He might watch football. He might. He might not. So, anyway, they discussed the bag, and I thought it was real funny because the Breakfast Ball. I like that podcast. It was not even a podcast. I think it's CBS show called Breakfast Ball, and this guy that's on there, I think his name is Carton, and he's the main host. And he's the guy you're going to hear talking first, and then you're going to hear his co-host talk second. But they reacted to LeBron talking about this bag thing, and what's interesting about the bag thing is that if you let LeBron fans tell it, when Kevin Durant used to respond, and he still responds to people on Twitter and X. So when he used to respond to people on social media about what they said about him, they called Kevin Durant weak. They called him soft. They called him sensitive. They called him every name in the book. But LeBron James is addressing and responding to people on social media on his podcast. And his entire podcast is basically about responding to things he's been seeing about him on social media every episode. That's basically what he's doing. Right. So is it sensitive that LeBron is doing that? But let's listen to how Carlton talked about this. I thought it was interesting.
50 billion points, a lot of points.
I
had no idea it was that many.
Insufferable. He really is. He's a billionaire. He's earned everything that's come his way. He's a great God-given talent. And obviously busts his ass to stay in shape and all that stuff. But we're complaining about anonymous dudes in their basements that are trolling you, and that really bothers you. And you're asking Steve Nash to agree with you and Fat Luca to be like, you're the best. You have 50 billion points. You're the crush. That's why he's just insufferable. And even his highly paid media members who cover for him every week for 52 weeks a year, as long as he's on the planet, eat that crap up. It's disgusting to me. And that's why he'll never be Michael Jordan. Okay. I see it all the time on social media. LeBron doesn't have a bag. No, you just have more finals losses than a human being on the planet. Sorry, not sorry. You've done nothing in LA. You can win without having a super team. No one counts that championship.
Sheesh.
And keep complaining about all the lack of pieces you have year after year after year when you're another one-and-done situation at a gentleman's sweep in the playoffs. Everyone says, I don't have a bag. Then shut everybody up, find a bag, and go win a title, which you won't do in L.A.
Well, he's had 4.
Well, dang, Carlton, dang, you didn't have to air him out like that. Yeah, he did have Fat Luca on there. He did have Luca Vandross, Heavy D, and the boys on there, just pom-pomming and cheering them on. Yeah. Who needs a bag when you have 50 million points? Yeah, LeBron, you tell them. Yeah, you have all the points in the world. Yeah, who wants a bag? Yeah. That's what Steve Nash and Rerun from What's Happening was doing. And he just, tooting his own horn and all this stuff, man. But I just thought it was interesting. Nobody's really just calling it out for what it is. How is it sensitive that Kevin Durant responds to people, but it's not sensitive when LeBron does it? I think that's really funny, man. I really want the answer to that, to be honest with you. I really want to know if this is different or not. When, like just today, somebody posted that Kevin Durant hasn't done anything since he left the Warriors, and Kevin Durant responded to him on X and said, you want to bet? And then somebody else responded like, dude, you ain't did jack, blah, 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 blah. And then Kevin Durant was like, I want to go Olympic gold medal. As a matter of fact, he won 2 Olympic gold medals. I won 2 Olympic gold medals, all NBA this. I had my highest assist numbers of my career one of those seasons. And he just started naming 27, 7, and 7, just started naming all this stuff. And it was like, when you really think about it, like the only knock really on Kevin Durant is not making the playoffs this year and not getting to the finals. That's really his knock. Like good luck trying to pin that narrative home that he's been unsuccessful since he left the Warriors. It's just that he had some unfortunate incidents. Brooklyn was a disaster. Joe Tsai and freaking Sean Marks, Stephen A. Smith and ESPN because of the bubble and the vaccine and stuff like Stephen A. Smith. I don't know who put a batter in his back, but it was like, you must drive this point home for Kyrie Irving. Like, you must. We need people to take this vax because we need to restart the season. And when Kyrie was almost the guy who was the reason that the season didn't start, it was an all-out war against him. And Stephen A. Smith was the man that they use as the voice and the face of tearing Kyrie Irving down. So between all of that, between the NBA, between COVID, between the bubble, all of that stuff that was going on 2020, then the tweet when he tried to get back on track, and then Joe Tsai just destroyed everything from there. James Harden left, and this is all after they had an amazing run and had the eventual champs, the Milwaukee Bucks, down 2-0, where they had them blew them out in both games, like by 15 or more in both games. They were overwhelmingly favored to get to the finals out of the East, and they probably would have ended up beating Phoenix there as well, just like Milwaukee did. Unfortunately, Kevin Durant had to play by himself. Kyrie Irving got hurt, and then James Harden got hurt the next game, and that was a wrap. Kevin Durant was like, okay, I got a 2-0 lead. I lost Kyrie, I think, in game 2, and then Harden messed his hamstring up in game 3. We lost that game, came back game 4. I want to say they probably lost that and had it tied at 2. Then he came back and won game 3. And then I think they went to game 7. Did they go to game 7? They ended up going to game 7. He couldn't pull it out. But that was the game that he actually hit the 3 to win it, but his toe was on the line, so they ended up going to overtime, and he didn't have nothing left. Like, he was spent. I mean, so, hey, look, it is what it is, man. You could say since he hasn't won a ring is a bad thing, but when you really think about it, the ring that Steph Curry won since KD left is the only thing that's really saving him from getting the same heat, because he's had the same type of failures. He's had a missed playoff run since KD has left. They were so bad they got the number 1 pick one season. They've been in the lottery a couple of times after KD left. They missed the playoffs. First round exit. I think a first round exit this year too. Oh, no, second round exit this year. Like, they almost missed the playoffs this year. If it was the trade for Jimmy Butler, they was trying to get Bill for Butler, and that was a done deal, but Bill had a no trade clause, and Bill wouldn't budge. So Phoenix was trying to get Butler the whole time, but once that fell through because of Bill not wanting to accept the trade or waive his no trade clause, Butler ended up going up the Warriors. Phoenix, the Lakers, and the Warriors was all close to that same bottom before the trade deadline, and in danger of not making the playoffs. The Lakers got a stimulus package in Luka, and the Warriors got a stimulus package in Jimmy Butler. The Phoenix Suns didn't get that. Right? Jimmy Butler would have been very good for the Phoenix Suns. They didn't get that stimulus package. And then I think KD ended up getting hurt. Did somebody get hurt? Well, I mean, it was a bunch of people in and out with injuries, but the whole point is all of them was about to miss the playoffs. LeBron, KD, Steph, all three of the guys that I said was the cool kids that need to go home. They all was about to miss the playoffs. You know, but just 2 out of the 3 got a stimulus package. And that's all. You know, so if you really look at the rundown of what Steph has been doing, pretty much his whole career outside of those times, you know, or we'll just say since KD left, it ain't been spectacular. It just gets overshadowed because he had a playoff run and got the ring, which is the same playoff run that Kevin Durant could have had in 2021 if it wasn't for the injuries. You know, so it is what it is. Oh, Young Disciple said KD was up 3-2. Yeah, he was up 3-2. Yeah. But yeah, tough cookie. $5 super chat from Shades. He said, what does Luka need to stop eating aside from cheeseburger? I don't know what Luka's diet is though, but it can't be good. My guess would be stop eating people. You know, because to be that big, it's got to be something different in your diet. It's got to be some different stuff. It ain't just food going down that windpipe. But I don't know. I don't know what's in his diet. But to be honest though, with his body type, if he don't want to be that big, like if you know, at 6'8", at 270, like I said, that's a good small. If he's very strong, you could be an offensive lineman in football. Now, some of those linemen at 6'8" and 6'9", they actually put on more weight and play at about, you know, above 300. They play at like 330, 340. You know, they play huge. But you can find something that's around 270. Like I think Luka, when he's at his worst, has been rumored to be about 270. Right. So imagine if he wanted to be at 270, if he was playing football. So with his body type, he could easily be at 270 with that body type. So if he don't want to be that big and he's playing basketball and he want to play smaller, unfortunately for him, he might not be able to eat as much meat as the average person. A lot of people got a lot of meat in their diet. I took a lot of meat out of my diet at my age now. I used to eat whatever I want, but if I don't want to, you know, just start putting on weight from nowhere, because the weight comes fast when you get my age, especially when you're not running and playing as much basketball as I used to. You know, so without me doing all that stuff, I'm not burning as much fat and burning as much calories. So it's no need for me to intake that much. So meat is not a huge part of my diet. And then I fast every day. Right. So I usually get up and just have water. And I work, and then I probably won't eat my first meal until after lunchtime. So like maybe 2:00, I eat my first meal. So I'm fasting the whole day. I have one meal right after lunch, and then if I eat anything after that meal, it'll be fruit, it'll be watermelon, it'll be pineapples or something like that. And then I might get some juice. I might juice some stuff. Like today, I had beet juice with ginger and lemon, and that was good. And then I had a mango smoothie as well. So that was my dinner. Beet juice, a big cup of beet juice, and a mango smoothie was my dinner. So Luka might and drink a lot of water. So Luka, I think the beer has to get cut out for sure. I don't know if he's smoking, but I know a lot of European guys smoke. I know Vlade Duval used to smoke like a chimney. They big on their beer, they big on their cigarettes, right? So that might just be a lifestyle for him, right? So the beer and the cigarettes, if he's drinking and smoking, has to get cut out for sure. And he's got to do what Chris Paul, Carmelo, and Draymond Green did, because they had that type of build that naturally just blows up with a normal diet with a lot of meat in it. they had to cut meat out. I think Chris Paul is vegan, and look at him still playing past his 40s. Look at Melo right now, and he still looks good and look like he can still play. And Draymond Green as well. You know, he kept his weight down. These all three dudes was getting fat at some point in their career. So vegan might be his thing, and no beer. So that's just me being serious about that. But yeah, for anybody, any person of color, especially men, you got to get the pork and the beef out of your diet ASAP. I'm going on 2 years no pork. And I used to love pepperoni pizza. Love it. So going on 2 years no pork. I did 1 full year with no beef. And then I started eating beef occasionally. Right. So every now and then I allow myself to have some beef. But not a lot. And then if I feel like I'm putting on extra pounds, I go back on a fast of no beef or pork for a little while until I get everything out of my system, and then I be mostly plant-based and fruit and water and stuff like that. I cut a lot of stuff out. So, but I used to have a bad soda habit though. So I get my fair share of sugar. So sodas and sweet tea was like that's like the one thing that's hard for me to stop too. And fried foods, yeah, I don't do a lot of fried foods either, but I every now and then I do some fried chicken. But nothing else. No, turkey bacon or nothing like that. I don't even mess around with it. Yeah, soda is the worst, for sure. But this is what the co-host said.
Okay, there's a lot there. He obviously has a bag. He's the all-time leading points getter. Yeah, like all time. So we can do some facts here. As if LeBron needs to. Okay, well I got a lot for you then, Craig. Okay. He's 2 3-pointers away from passing Reggie Miller for all-time 3-pointers made. When Reggie Miller retired, he was number 1 in 3-pointers made. LeBron is going to pass.
Fair, he's also played 1,000 more games,
which is part of his skill set, availability. But if you want to do percentages, higher field goal percentage on drives to the basket. LeBron James higher than Anthony Edwards and Ja Morant this year at 40. Have a bag, score in the isolation, higher isolation percentage success rate than Luka Doncic.
Well, Luka's fat
this year. Like, this guy is an excellent offensive player. Now, to your point.
Thank you.
They're all too online. We're all too on. Like James Cook, we just talked about him on the Bills. He unfollowed the Bills on Instagram. Like Kevin Durant online. Tyrese Halliburton in these finals at a press conference talked about how they play the nobody believes in us card. And he's like, yeah, we're a young team. We're probably too on social media as a team, but he thinks it helps them because they hear and see the haters. And listen, I am a Michael Jordan guy. I grew up
It never seems like it.
I grew up in Chicago. I went to Michael Jordan sports camp.
You're a LeBron guy.
I have a I believe you can be both.
No, you can't.
I believe you can.
It's Hatfields and McCoy.
I disagree.
You can't.
I disagree. They didn't. Their careers.
You know you can't be both.
I have no problem being both. Here's the thing, though. Do you guys actually believe that that Michael Jordan? Do you actually believe that Michael Jordan, if he played in this era, the guy who used getting cut from his high school basketball team as motivation, the guy who mentioned every single grievance in his Hall of Fame induction speech, the guy that got us through the pandemic with programming by laughing at video of Gary Payton, I had no problem with the glove. Like, do we actually believe that if Michael Jordan played basketball in the 2020s, that he would not be looking at comments on social media and using them as fuel?
He would never say a word about it publicly.
You're out of your mind.
So, and shout out to Woofio with the $2 super chat. Longevity isn't a skill. Agreed. Right. But listen to the thought process of people who try to be apologists for LeBron. You want to bring up Michael Jordan out of thin air and say, don't you think, this guy, Michael Jordan, who used every single thing that he saw or read in the paper as motivation. Right now, mind you, he used it as motivation behind closed doors secretly. I heard you said that. I'm gonna remember that, and I'm gonna make sure that that's part of why I want to cut your head off. Right. That's different. Now, after you cut their head off, and then you say, what did y'all say in the paper about? Because he did it when he hit the game winner against Cleveland. You know, it was so many people writing about how they couldn't beat Cleveland and all of these things. And Cleveland was a great team, man. I mean, they were loaded. Mark Price is a Steph Curry level basketball player. Ron Harper, before his injuries, was a stud. Gerald Wilkins coming off the bench was dope. Craig Elo, despite him getting toasted by Jordan so much, was a great basketball player. I think he was probably on par with Danny Ainge, if not better. His defense was just as was better. They had Elo. They had Brad Daugherty, 7-foot center, who was an all-star. They had Hot Rod Williams, who was an all-star at some point. They had Larry Nance, dunk contest winner, just overall great athlete and player that was huge. Those are big men, all above 6'10" or up, right? That Cleveland squad, I mean, they had Terrell Brandon coming off backing up Mark Price. And who was the third point guard, maybe even the 4-point guard who never got in the game? Little Steve Kerr was on that roster as well. Just to throw that out there for everybody who think that Steve Kerr was like this all-world player. He couldn't even beat Terrell Brandon and get in the lineup. But the Bulls grabbed him and dusted him off and used him, because you don't need to do much when you play with Michael Jordan. Like, he's providing so much offense and points. Just be a decoy, be a shooter. But they need more in Cleveland. You can't just be a decoy and be a shooter. And how you go get on the court if we got Terrell Brandon and Mark Price and Ron Harper and Craig Elo? Like, how is Steve Kerr go get on the floor? Right? But so let that sink in. Remember that. This guy that was at the end of the bench for Cleveland ended up being a role player for the Bulls. Let that sink in. But he brings Michael Jordan up and says, do you think in 2020 that he would be doing the same thing LeBron is doing? Like, would he start a podcast just so he can shoot down any narrative that he feel like is false about him? No. Why would he do that? Who else other than LeBron would do that? Like, seriously, who else other than LeBron would do that? Ain't nobody doing that. Nobody's doing that. But once again, like I said, it's mighty convenient how the LeBron fan or the LeBron apologist or the LeBron supporter or the paid LeBron media member would go through heaven and earth to come up and find excuses. But they don't afford these excuses to no one else. I didn't hear not one person that supports LeBron come and defend Kevin Durant for responding to people on Twitter. But it's okay to LeBron to respond to people on this podcast. I think that's very rich. Phone line is open, 442-288-9352. Number is scrolling on the bottom of the screen. Call in, tell me what y'all think, man. I get to some of these comments while y'all. Kerr can beat Curry 1v1. You high or either something else. Clinical. And this is the thing. It's okay to be sensitive. Right? Actually, the sensitivity is what drives people to greatness. Right? Every player, including Michael Jordan, is sensitive as hell. It's how you respond to it, right? So when you put in so much work and you know how hard you work, you know how much you sacrifice and all of these things, and you hear someone say something about you like this, right? It's okay to be sensitive to it. Like, man, how they don't even know what they're talking about. and they don't know what type of work I'm putting in. It's okay to be sensitive to that. But the way I would prefer a star or a superstar or a famous person to deal with sensitivity is use it as fuel. Okay, you said this about me. I'm sensitive to it. You pissed me off about it, but guess what? Every time someone pisses me off, I turn that into fuel. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna use that, and that's when I'm gonna be thinking about when I'm pushing up this weight, right? That's what I'm gonna be thinking about when I'm doing that extra lap, or running that extra mile, or standing in the gym that extra 15 minutes. I'm thinking about, man, these people said I can't do this. I'm sensitive, but I'm a sensitive thug, though. You know what I mean? I'm not sensitive by saying, "Oh, I'm gonna come back and talk and start a podcast so I can tell you I'm gonna tell you about yourself and I'm gonna dispel everything you said." No. That ain't how you respond to it. It's okay to be sensitive, but you turn it into something that's gonna be, I'm gonna show you better than I can tell you. Right now, LeBron's trying to tell us because he know he don't have what it takes anymore to show us. Every narrative out there that he's sensitive about, that he keeps hearing, it's too late for him to go out there and show us different. When they say he don't have a bag, there's nothing he can do at 43 to go out there and show us he got a bag. It's over. So you just got to eat that when you don't have a bag, son. Somebody say you don't have a bag, you just got to be like, yeah, you're right. I don't have a bag. Imagine somebody come and tell me, oh, man, you ain't even 6'4". I can't start a podcast and start talking to them about how it don't matter, height don't matter. Like, that's what he's saying. Like, people are saying he don't have a bag. It's true. You don't have a bag. But now you're on your podcast trying to tell people and trick people and brainwash people into thinking it's not necessary to have a bag. Now you're trying to reverse engineer everything we know about basketball and do that freaking Men in Black and make us forget everything we have learned about basketball. And now, after we watch Game the Mind podcast, we supposed to come out of that with a new train of thought. The bag doesn't matter. Like, it's crazy how he did it. He went to mind the game and said the bag doesn't matter. And then every minion under him, Gil's Arena, Chris Broussard, Nick Wright, all of these dudes came and said the bag, they went on their podcast and the bag does not matter. The bag does not matter. I'm like, dude, they brainwash. They're freaking brainwashed. Like, he didn't even have to call them and say nothing. He just go to his platform, say one thing, and it trickles down. It's almost like when Al Gore was running against Bush in the presidential election, and all the news outlets reported that Al Gore won the race, and then Fox News, who was owned by Bush's cousin, Jeb Bush at the time, or run by him, at least I don't know if it was owned by him, it was run by him. They came, and since there was a bigger news station, they reported that Bush won, and then all the other stations was like, oh shoot, maybe we reported wrong. And then they switched it and started reporting that Bush won. That's what Game the Mind does. It goes in there and be like, I got to give my media plants and my fans their talking points to go out there and push, because they don't know what to say. Like if someone comes out and says LeBron doesn't have a bag, wait a day or two before his fans come out to defend him, because they got to wait to see what Clutch Sports says before they know what to say. So they'll watch Shannon, they'll watch Nick Wright, they'll watch Chris Broussard, they'll watch Game the Mind. They'll see if Rich Paul tweets something, or if he goes on the podcast. They'll watch Gil's Arena. They'll watch all these platforms and be like, okay, now we know what to say. And then they'll come to the smaller podcasts like mine and use those talking points to defend LeBron. They gotta wait for orders and instructions. So they go to get their mind gamed up on Game the Mind, and he tells them the bag doesn't matter. The bag doesn't matter. And then all of a sudden they click, and then they come back. The bag doesn't matter. The bag doesn't matter. The bag doesn't matter. That's how it works. That's why it's Game the Mind. They gaming the mind. They Game in the Mind. Game the Mind podcast. No phone calls tonight. So hey, this was let me see if I can get to the comments then. The bag does not matter. The bag does not. But ain't that basically what he did? Him and Steve Nash. Like this is new. This is news to me. So you mean to tell me my whole life working on my handles, I don't need it? I mean, him and Steve Nash literally said, all you need is to be able to hit an open shot and play defense, and you can make $200 million. That's what they selling now. So all the dudes that didn't have no left hand, and their coach was like, this summer before you come back, I mean, you was an 8th grader, before you go to 9th grade, you better work on that left hand all summer. But now Steve Nash and LeBron is telling them, don't work on your freaking left hand. Why would you do that? All you need to be able to do is shoot threes. If you can hit a corner three and play defense, you can get to the league and make $200 million. So kids, there's all y'all that's working on your left hand, you don't need it, because he said there's only two, this is what LeBron said, it's only 2 people that's going to handle the ball on a team anyway. He said there's only 2 people that's going to handle the ball on a team. He said the Lakers are lucky to have 3. We got Austin and Luca and myself, but everyone else, it's not your role to handle the ball. So why even work on that? How do you know what your role is going to be in the NBA when you're in high school? Or when you still playing AAU? How do you know what your role is going to be? That is horrible advice. Don't work on your game and the bag don't matter. That is horrible advice. Why would somebody even say that in real life? I don't understand why Steve Nash even said that. Luca wasn't even comfortable sitting there listening to them say that. They tried to get him to add something onto it. He said, hey, he said everything. I ain't got nothing to add. He said everything. What Luca go add to that? The bag don't matter. Don't work on it. Don't work on the bag at all. Like, who says that? That is crazy. LeBron's bag is driving flop or pass it out. Like, I mean, this is unreal. I can't believe they said that, dog. The bag don't matter. But I ain't never heard nothing about no bag when I was young. The bag is you working on your skills and having a counter for what you want to beat everybody with. If you want to beat everybody to the cup off the dribble, what happens when someone beats you to the spot? Do you have a counter for it? That's why you need a bag. I want to run full speed to the rim and get a dunk. If I get Kawhi on me and I can't just blow by him and I can't get him on my hip and push him off the spot because he's just as strong as me. Now, once I make that drive and he stopped me, now what I got to do? Am I going to spin? Am I going to go behind the back? Am I going to stop and step back for mid-range? Like, what is my counter from driving 100 miles per hour at the rim and getting stopped? What is my counter? That's part of the bag, right? Step 1, I want to get to the rim. You stop it. What's step 2? Continue to force myself to the rim? That's not bag work. That's football. So you can be good enough. You could be 6'8", 270, fast, and can jump out the gym and only have one run to the rim. That's your only thing. And his counter is he spins. But remember, go look it up. LeBron's spin is 99% of the time a travel because he jump steps or jump stops and then spins, which is your 2 steps, and then he skips after the spin to gather to get back body control. So he travels every time he does that spin where he's driving to the hole and they stop him and he spin back into the lane. It's a travel every time. That's why bag is important, because if he wasn't the chosen one and they called those travels, he would really have to develop something for real where he could get to it when they cut him off from getting to the rim. And Steve Nash is a liar because he worked on bag work. You 6'6", and not 6'6", I'm sorry, you 6 foot or 6'1", a little slow guard on defense that can't stop a nosebleed, and you can be pushed around. So he definitely needed a bag. Steve Nash wasn't out there with just bagless. So I don't even know why he wouldn't even cap like that on LeBron's podcast, talking about you don't need no daggone bag. Be Ready Sports Podcast said they changed the rules to hide LeBron's weaknesses. They definitely are hiding his weaknesses because they're not calling everything they could be calling on him. But it's a lot of players like that pisses me off. I hate to see the illegal screens that Golden State's entire offense is centered around. I mean, the amount of illegal screens that Steph Curry benefits from in that offense is insane. But Golden State isn't the only team. I don't know when we start allowing movement on screens. I hate that screen where the big man is here about to set the screen. Now, this is how we was taught. They used to tell us, first of all, protect your daggone midsection on the screen, because when people are really trying to run through it, you might get a shoulder or elbow in the midsection or something you ain't gonna like. So that, and then you don't want your elbows outside of your body, because that's a foul. If I do this and you run and I clothesline you with my elbow, that's a foul. So you would see people set screens like this, like this, like this, you know what I'm saying? They was protecting themselves and making sure their elbows was in. And you really want to, like, if this is the person I'm screening, I really want to be center right here, and I want to get the screen just like that. This is what I hate. Big men are standing like this, like they about to set a screen, and then when the defender is running, chasing the guy that they're guarding, the screener a slide so they can catch him on the screen. And I'm like, dude, that in middle school, if you had any movement on the screen in high school or middle school, if you had any movement on the screen, that was calling the moving screen, that was calling the foul. You had to be 100% stationary. A screen is supposed to be a wall that can't move. That screen is not supposed to move. But we have constantly turned it. And the other one I hate, where they're set the screen, so the person they're screening, they hit the chest, and then they'll turn and poke their butt out before they run to dive to the rim. So now you get you get the screen, you like, instead of them coming straight here to chase the guy that's running around the screen, now you got to kind of round it off, because after I screened you and turned my butt, now you got to run around my butt, which gives you another split second that you're going to be behind the guy that's using the screen. When did that become legal? So they sliding to set the screen, and then sometimes they're turning and poking their butt out to get another piece of you, like they're screening you twice. I'm like, man, we're just letting this go. We just letting it go. Draymond Green and Kevon Looney, I'm telling you, please go watch when Steph Curry runs off screens and watch how Looney and Draymond set those screens. It is an abomination of basketball. It is an abomination. That was an interview that Rick Barry was doing, and he was talking about it. He said, man, call the game the way it's supposed to be called. I'm tired of the moving screens. I'm tired of the illegal screens. I'm tired of palming the ball. I'm tired of the traveling. Call the freaking game the right way. But guess what? They're allowing those screens because one of their marketed players is Steph Curry, and that's 50% of his offense. We have to allow that. Like, we're selling the entertainment. We're in the entertainment business. I can't have the game operating in a way where we don't see 10 to 12 threes a game from Steph. We have to allow that to happen. It pisses me off. Pisses me off. Bruiser Sue said, I respect your opinion. It holds value. I'm just saying, dang, Mel, why so personal? Why am I personal? What am I personal about? It's basketball. It's basketball. How would you feel if you designed, I don't know, let's say, I don't know, let's say you're a god and you design humans. And you designed everything the way it's supposed to go. You're supposed to use this for that and use this for that. And then you take your eyes off humans for a little while, and then you look 1,000 years later and you look and we're feeding steak and potatoes in our booty hole and crapping it out our mouth. And you as God is like, wait, I didn't design the butt and the mouth. Like, it's supposed to be opposite. Like, you're supposed to eat here is you got a tongue with taste buds in it, and you taste the food, and then it comes through that and it comes out that way. And we was doing it backwards. You as the creator would be like, man, that's not what the heck. Like, that would annoy you. And that's how I feel about basketball. I didn't create basketball, but I know how basketball is supposed to be played. And I was taught basketball the way it's supposed to be played. So when I look at the sport and I see it not not operating the way it was designed, it's annoying. So it's personal in the sense that the game is being tarnished and the game is not operating the way it's supposed to. That's personal. It's not personal about the players. It's actually the reason why I can critique any player is because I don't personalize it. I don't love none of them. The issue with people that become fans of players is you can't hear critique on your favorite player. Nobody was more tooting tooting Steph Curry's horn coming out of Davidson and doing his championship runs, and when he played with Kevin Durant and all that. Nobody was a bigger cheerleader than me. I talked about how great Steph Curry was. I always have. But he can be critiqued as well. Just because he's light-skinned with green eyes don't mean that when you look into his eyes, you got to fall in love like he's Prince or Michael Jackson and you're fainting and you can't stand to hear him critique. Every time I say something about Steph Curry, some dude come in my comment section or call my phone whining. It's just green eyes. It's just green eyes, and he's not gonna let you hit. So I'm trying to figure out why y'all come here to protect a grown man. They got about 900 million in his bank account. Let him be critiqued. He'll be fine. He'll be fine. Luca is fat. I didn't lie about that. He will be fine. He's a millionaire. All he got to do is freaking go work out. I mean, they're paying him $50 million a year to be in shape and to sell tickets. There's nothing wrong with someone who has a podcast or someone who's on ESPN pointing that out. Zion Williamson needs to lose weight. He's fat and out of shape. There's nothing wrong with saying that. But the difference between me is that when they actually do very well, I'm going to say they did very well. I don't have any personal vendettas against none of these players. My whole priority is to talk about the game and help get the game to the most purest form. And right now, we don't have the most purest form of basketball. Adam Silver and David Stern purposely moved away from the purest form of basketball because they didn't think it was entertaining to casual fans. But mind you, the best ratings we've ever had was when we had pure basketball when Michael Jordan was playing in the 90s. in the early 2000s. After Michael Jordan retired in 98, we haven't had those ratings since. So picture this. Pure basketball and the greatest player we ever seen gave us the best ratings. Moving basketball away from its purest form to be more entertaining so you can attract more fans have actually resulted in your ratings going down. So you went and got more fans, but they're not dedicated watchers for some reason. So you got to kind of explain, like, dang, what's going on? Like, how we got more fans watching now, and we got more ways that you can watch. We got like TV deals with like 5 different networks. The games are all over the place. We're streaming and all this stuff. We can't figure out where the bleeding is at because the ratings are still doing this. And he's making excuses like, well, you know, cable is not the same and people are streaming more, blah, blah. But our ratings are down, but our engagement is up, which means that social media NBA content is being clicked on more. Because you know what? You want to know why? The new fans you attracted that don't really like basketball really likes drama. So when the social media like take WNBA for instance, the new fans that came to the WNBA following Caitlin Clark, they don't even watch the games like that. They admit it. We only watch Caitlin Clark games, and they really don't even watch the games. They really just watch the stat books and the highlights. So they'll go to YouTube and they'll click on the ESPN channel, or they'll click on some content and watch highlights. And then they'll check the box score to see what Angel Reese did. And then they'll go to the platforms on Facebook and then in the comment section talk about how bad Angel was and how great Caitlin was. And then that's the engagement that they're getting. They're getting people arguing about non-basketball topics because debate shows have taken over and all that stuff. So you get people clicking on Stephen A. Smith saying something stupid like Kawhi Leonard is the worst superstar of all time. He said the worst superstar of all time. You get hot takes. You get Kendrick Perkins with a hot take, controversial takes, and you get people clicking on that, and then they're running through the comments and they're arguing with people and strangers that they don't know they're arguing. That's how they engage. That's called engagement. So you got NBA platforms with a lot of engagement, but ain't nobody watching your games. Your All-Star game not good no more. Ain't nobody watching that. That's tanking. You've changed the All-Star game every year for the last 5 years. Well, how about we do a draft? LeBron and KD draft a team. How about we do now? They own the USA versus World. Well, how about we change it to the format, and then the first 3 quarters don't match, and then the fourth quarter. The first 3 quarters don't count. You can score, and then we're gonna reset the clock in the fourth quarter, and then the first team, the 24, to represent Kobe's number, wins. Like, you try so much stuff, but it's not fixing nothing. You broke the game on purpose for entertainment purpose and more casual fans, and the casual fans are still not watching because they don't like basketball. You idiot. They don't like basketball. I can go to any sports platform on YouTube or Facebook, and there can be 100 comments in there from 100 different people. And out of those 100 people, only 5 of them probably watched the game this week. But all of them are going to be engaged in the debates and the banter and the riffraff. That's the new fan base. That's the new fan base, Adam Silver. But if you want people that really like basketball to come back, you got to really bring pure basketball back. How the hell are we watching basketball with no post? How the hell are we watching basketball when the big man got to stand at the 3-point line because of defense of 3 seconds in the key? That's a rarely new move, a new rule. And you made that rule purposely so we can get more points scored, more layups, and more dunks. Like, think about these things. You took the backcourt violation from 10 seconds to 8 seconds because you wanted to speed people up, because people was taking their time bringing the ball up court against hand check pressure. They had 10 seconds to get up. Well, let's take it from 10 to 8. That'll make it a little faster. Let's add defensive 3 seconds in the key, because I don't like for Mutombo and Shaq to just be in the lane, because that's going to make people, fear driving to the lane. There's going to be a lot of block shots. So let's move them out of the paint. You can't stand in the paint longer than 3 seconds. You got to stand outside the paint. Now it's a race to the rim with a big man and the guard. It's a race to the rim to see if you can block it. That changed a lot about the game. So now you got this wide open paint, hand checking gone, physical defense gone. And now still having to worry about somebody like Gary Payton arm barring you or hand checking you all the way up court, giving you pressure, which made it necessary for you to back up to the court, pass the ball, and then have a guy in the post, and then you go there and you feed the post, and then your offense kind of operates through that, because it was so hard to dribble against all of this physical defense, hands all over the place, like what we see OKC doing. Imagine most of the teams playing like that. You're not going to, like, these teams like Anthony Edwards, like if they're allowing people to be real handsy, borderline hand check, a lot of swats at the ball, and they're allowing that, why do you think you're going to get 50 drives to the rim during the game? Like the entire Anthony Edwards offense was get a screen and run full speed to the rim. But you can't run full speed to the rim because so many people hands is in there swiping at the ball. You can only get maybe 2 dribbles before it's a swipe and a steal. So now what offense are you going to run now if you can't just run high screen and roll, run to the rim? You got to go in the post. You got to set some off-ball screens and bring a shooter off the screen, catch and shoot. You got to do things like that. But if they're going to allow physical defense in the league again, these players are going to have to recalibrate their brain. The coaches are going to coach different, and you're going to have to bring in more old school coaches, because they're moving away from the concept of 5-man out spread offense. Let's jack threes up all game. They're moving away from that offense. So you're going to have to bring in. It's a good thing Rick Carlisle is here, because he's an old school coach. Jason Kidd played in that style, so he knows how to coach against it. Jason Kidd's a hybrid though. He's like a day walker. He's a lot, you know what I mean? He's Blade. He's Wesley Snipes from Blade. Now, he's a vampire, but half not vampire, so he can walk out in the day and everything. J Kidd is one of those hybrids. I can do this modern day basketball stuff. I can do the old school basketball stuff. You know what I mean? Rick Carlisle is a hybrid as well. Phil Jackson is not. He's just old school. He can't do this modern stuff. Popovich does. I mean, yeah. Popovich is a reason why he probably retired. He not built for this either. You get what I'm saying? So you got to look at all that stuff. Yeah, you got to look at all that stuff, man. The landscape of basketball in the NBA is changing for the better, I think, thanks to Joe Dumars. Not Adam Silver. Joe Dumars, he been wanting to make this change for years. But I think he finally convinced Adam Silver, and thank God for that. Thank God for that. The physical defense is exposed to the lack of skill they face of the league has, so they can't have that. Nah, Kid not going to New York. Kid wants even though he did just get a contract extension, I think Kid wants something more. I think he wants another contract extension, or either more money or something. He wants something more long term, maybe. I don't know how long his extension was, but maybe he wants something long term. He using New York as leverage. It's probably something his agent convinced him to do. You know, get more money. Hey man, you getting the number 1 pick. You just got AD. Kyrie's coming back healthy. You got a nice squad. I don't think J. Kidd want to leave that. So he's really just using this as leverage. He don't want to go nowhere. So he'll still be with Dallas. Doc is phased out. Doc is phased out, man. I mean, but who knows if the league goes back to its normal setup, maybe Doc will be useful again. But right now, man, this NBA is so crazy, man. I'm so glad it's changing. But so y'all know I did MVP recaps. The first one I did was the MVP this year, based on my criteria and some of the things I factor in. I recapped this year's MVP and it was indeed SGA by my estimation. And when I did that, somebody asked me to do the year that Embiid got it, and when I did it that year, by my estimation, Embiid wasn't the best candidate for the award. And I think the best candidate was, who was it? It might have been Jason Tatum. Right. So they asked me to do 2006. So let's recap how we got there. Right. The award, the trophy is named after Michael Jeffrey Jordan. So the league MVP trophy is named after Michael Jeffrey Jordan. So I said, man, let me go and look at Michael Jeffrey Jordan's MVP season and see what Michael Jordan meant to basketball and what his MVP seasons were like and about. And then let me put together a criteria on how I'm going to vote or pick who I think the MVP is moving forward. Don't waste the name. If you're going to name the trophy after of him, name the criteria or pattern the criteria after his blueprint. And so I looked at his first MVP, which was the 87 and 88 season. And I noticed, and this is something that's very important to me, playing all the games. And if you look at 87 and 88, he played all the games. He played 82 games. He was a fierce competitor on the offensive end and gave his teams a ton of points. He led the league in scoring that year at 35 points a game, right? He also was a fierce competitor on defense, made first team all defense, and also made and was awarded Defensive Player of the Year. He was the steals champion. So let all that sink in. Defensive Player of the Year, scoring leader, steals leader, all first, all team, all NBA, all first, NBA, all NBA first team, all NBA defensive first team. Of course, the MVP, and of course, the Defensive Player of the Year. So that means he's doing it on both ends. So doing it on both ends is very important. That makes me consider you a fully qualified candidate. Being great or good or elite on both ends makes you a fully qualified candidate. If you elite on just one end and not the other, then I don't consider you fully qualified for the award. Can you still win the award when you're not fully qualified? Yes, if you outperform the other candidates in every other way. Let's say you're not let's say you're who don't play defense. Let's say you're Luka. You still not a contributor defensively. You still a liability defensively, or average at best. But on offense, let's say you did play 82 games. Let's say you did get the scoring title and you average 35 points. Let's say you do have the best record in the league. Let's say that your team is rated number 1 offensively for offensive rating and number 5 defensively. So that means that even though people consider you a liability, you wasn't that much of a liability where it hurt your team. So if you outperform in all those other areas, especially in the wins department, like if you're a one player, but your team has the best record in the league, I have to give you heavy consideration for the award. I cannot overlook you just because you're a 1-1 player and there's 2-way players that are also candidates. If you've been a 1-way player, got you the best record in the league, no one can overlook that. Now, if a 2-way player had the second best record in the league and there was just a difference between one game, then maybe it'll be a debate. I might lean toward that 2-way player. But if you got them beat by 10, 12, 15 games, or like this year, SGA had Jokic beat by 18 games, you got to consider that. You got to. So using my standard of Michael Jordan, you don't have to meet 100% all those standards, but how much of it do you meet? If you didn't play 82 games, how many did you play? Did you play 65 or did you play 79? Right? Who played the most games? Like all of these metrics, you have to get as close as possible to what the standard is. You don't have to meet the standard 100%, but you have to meet it more than the other candidates. And that'll be my person that I consider, right? So with that being said, Steve Nash won it in 2005, 2006. And a lot of people think that Kobe Bryant should have won it. I didn't think Kobe Bryant should have won it because his team only won 42 games. They only won 42 games. I mean, you can't be at the 6th seed and get the MVP, right? But let's look up and see what I came up with when I applied everything. You see, the green highlight is where I got people who, in that category, actually are the number one in that category amongst these candidates. You see, Steve Nash has no green. Is he a fully qualified individual or worthy of the award? No, he's a liability on defense, always was. So he's not fully qualified. He's an offense only player. So was Dirk. But Kobe made first team all defense. Chauncey Billups made second team all defense. And LeBron James that year got votes for all defensive team, but he didn't make it, but he got votes for it. He also played defense. So I got 3 guys that are doing it on both ends. I got 2 guys that are not. So that already put Nash and Dirk behind the power curve. Games played. And the reason why I gave Kobe the check, because he was the only one who made first team all defense. So the offensive input that he provided plus his defensive input led me to him be the number one fully qualified person. Now, out of the fully qualified individuals, he was the top dog in that category. As far as games played, Chauncey Billups played 81, Dirk played 81 as well. Chauncey and Dirk both top dog in that. But look at it, 79 was the lowest games played. LeBron played 79, Nash played 79, Kobe played 80. These guys was playing the games. This was just 18 years ago? Right? It was a different league back then. The superstars freaking played. Very different league. Chauncey Billups only missed 1 game. That's big. That's close to what Michael Jordan did. Michael Jordan played all 82. Can you do that? Offensive value, all of these guys have offensive value. But when you consider their points and their assists, LeBron and Kobe was tied for how much they provided. Kobe was averaging 35 points that year with 5 assists, and LeBron was averaging 31 points with 7 assists. Right. So they were the top dogs as far as offensive value, which is crazy because that's what everyone said Steve Nash won the award for, because he was such a big piece of their offense. But only scoring 19 points and getting 11 assists. I mean, the 11 assists are very cute, but it was a narrative that was driven in the media to make that more important, because they were saying Stoudemire, Joe Johnson, Sean Marion, Q Richardson, Leandro Barbosa, Boris Diaw, they told us all them dudes was trash. And the only reason why they were scoring points, the only reason why Damon Stoudemire was averaging 24 points that year and got Sean Marion and Stoudemire both got MVP votes that year as well. But they told us the only reason why they look that good is because Steve Nash is spoon feeding them. Does that sound familiar? Does that not sound like what they said about all the LeBron teammates, what they said about all the Luca teammates, and what they said about all the Jokic teammates? It's the same narrative. If you get a lot of assists, they're going to say, oh, your teammate is trash, and they're only scoring because you are spoon feeding them. So his 11 assists and 19 points was enough for him to beat out all these dudes for MVP, right? all while not playing no defense and all while not having the best record in the league, not even the second best record in the league. Right, so we'll get there. So offensive value, he wasn't even the top dog on there. It was Kobe and LeBron. After they told us that, hey, this dude is spoon feeding everybody. You got a guy scoring 35 points and 5 assists, and another guy scoring 31 points and 7 assists, and you want me to be impressed by 19 and 11? Get out of here. Right? Team success. Dirk's team was rated number 1 in offense. Steve Nash with the, how that high-powered offense was number 2. I give it to you. Number 2 rated offense, that's good. But what you got the MVP for? You telling me it was another offense better than yours? And this is the sole purpose why you got the MVP? I think that's weird. Defensive value, Steve Nash had none. Neither did Dirk. Kobe did, and he gets the green light for it. First team all NBA. All defensive team. Billups was second team, and LeBron got votes. So that's how I stacked that. Then you get to the team success on defense, and you see that Chauncey Billups in Detroit, of course, had the number 2 rated defense. Dirk had a number 3 rated defense. Right. But all these guys are top 10 in both offensive and defensive ratings, man. I think that's big. Both these guys led their teams top 10 in ratings of offense and defense, and then they all play at least 79 games. I think that's big. I really do, man. These are good candidates. This was a close race. And then the games won. This is where the separation comes at, because this is what weighs heavier. 64 ball games for Detroit Pistons. They won 64 games. Kobe Bryant only won 45 games. So even though when you look across the board, Kobe Bryant checks a lot of these boxes off, but he checks the same amount as Billups. And I would have, since Kobe won so little games, I even though he falls at number 2 for me, I would drop him down because of the wins to number 3. I would have Dirk. I probably would have Dirk in my number 2 slot. But I would have Chauncey Billups as my top candidate for the MVP that season. He led his team to the best record in the league. They won 64 games. He led his team to a number 2 rated defense, a number 4 rated offense, and he contributed on both ends because he was a guy that scored virtually 20 and 10. A 20 and 10 guy that made second team all defense. So you're a 20 and 10 guy, you make second team all defense, the number 4 rated offense, number 2 rated defense, and 64 wins. And you're telling me a guy that averaged 19 and 11, who's a liability on defense, who won 10 less games than me, is the MVP over me? No. It would be Billups number 1, Dirk 2, Kobe 3, probably LeBron 4. I would have Steve Nash 5th on the voting that MVP season. He won it, and all 4 candidates had a better case than him. All 4. But this is not Kobe's MVP. Not with 45 wins. If Kobe Bryant would have had 55 wins, I would have considered him over Dirk and Billups. But 45 wins in the 6th seed, hell no. I won't do it for Kobe. I won't do it for Jokic. I won't do it for Nash. I don't care who it is. You're not getting no MVP in no 6th seed with 45 wins. That's not happening. That's not happening. So that's my thoughts. What year? I went 15 and 5. It was 19 and 9. Maybe 06, 07 was 15 and 5. But what year should I do next? What year should I do next? 06 was a good year. The 08-09 race could be good. I think Wade could have won it. 08-09? Okay, I do 08-09. So after the post game tomorrow, I'll probably get on here after the game tomorrow, and then I also do the 08-09 season as well. Yeah, 08-09. Who won it that year? MAGA United said Kobe played with a trash squad that year. Who cares? That all that tells me is that you can't win MVP with a trash squad. I mean, it's not a sympathy award. You can't say, "Oh, but this team was trash." I mean, that's how Jokic got his first one. Oh man, Jamal Murray was hurt and Michael Porter Jr. was hurt, so he didn't have his guys. You know, so it's okay that he's in the 6th seed. And then Westbrook, oh, but he averaged a triple double, and Kevin Durant left him, and you know, he's in the 6th seed, but can you just give it to him? He averaged a triple double, and they gave him a sympathy one. Man, that's trash, man. You can't reach all the way down to the 6th seed to grab your MVP and just overlook all these dudes that propelled their team to greater heights. It's just not your year. If your team is in the 6th seed, it's just not your year. Do better. And now we stuck in a situation where we're in now, where we gave Jokic an award that he didn't deserve, being in the 6th seed, all because he was assisting the ball so much that we was like, oh, we never seen a center average 7 assists. But he was only averaging like 23 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists. Oh man, that looks like almost a triple double. We gave Westbrook a MVP when he got triple double in the 6th seed. And here's a center. He didn't get a triple double, but he almost did. He was 3 assists away. He's in the 6th seed though. Yeah. But his players are hurt. Oh, okay. So give it to him. So now you give him the award. Then his players come back healthy and they get to like a 3 seed. And now you've set the bar this low. And all he got to do is go above that bar a little bit. And now they're saying you kind of got to give it to him, because if we gave it to him here and then he does this the next season, why not give it to him? So they gave him another one. And then Embiid got the next one and everybody was mad. And so wherever the bar was set here, he got his first one here. He got a second one here. Guess what he did to get his third one? He just went above that. Instead of averaging 7 assists, he went on and averaged about 9.8. And that was like, oh man, that's real close to a triple double. Give him the MVP again. So he got his third one. And then, so since the bar was set low, he went right above the bar for his second one. And then he went right above the bar for the third one. Guess what happened this year? He actually averaged a triple double. We gave him we gave him 3 awards for almost averaging a triple double. So when he actually averaged a triple double, that was like, you got to give it to him again. Like he's having a better season this year than he had the last year when he won it. So you got to give it to him. That's what they were saying. Even though his team was trash, and the dude that's in the race against him ended up with 18 more wins than his team. And you know what they said? Now all his players was healthy. Gordon was healthy, Murray was healthy, Porter Jr. was healthy, and they added Westbrook. And Christian Braun is in like his 3rd year, so he's playing better, right? So he's got his pieces and they're healthy. Remember, he got his first award because his guys was hurt, and he was in his 6th seed, and that was like, yeah, give it to him because his guys is hurt, right? So now that his guys are healthy, well, we can't use it. I mean, his team is trash, so we can't use the excuse that his players are hurt, and that's the perfect excuse for him to not be a number 1, 2, or 3 seed. What's the excuse? Oh, well, if they're healthy, then that mean they're just not good. His teammates aren't good. They aren't consistent. So just downplay his teammates, And it's the same thing as having hurt teammates and be like, oh, well, you guess what? None of them never made All-Star. So you got to have an All-Star, right? To be good. Wrong. The Houston Rockets had one All-Star, Alfred Sengun, and he's not nowhere near as good as Nikola Jokic. So they tell it. So if he can be the number 2 seed in the West with no All-Stars, he's the only All-Star in Houston. No All-Stars. If he can be the number 2 seed in the West, why are we making an excuse for the best player in the league? Because he ain't got no All-Stars. Explain that. That's very interesting. So they create these different stories and excuses around the shortcomings of Nikola Jokic so they can continue to try to get him these MVPs that he's not deserving of. Nikola Jokic should have one MVP. He shouldn't have last year's because SGA won that one outright. He had to come out here and dog him and win 18 more games than him this year to win it this year. He had to make it obvious and convincingly, and they still didn't want to give it to him. They still were saying Jokic was supposed to get it because he averaged a triple-double. Well, dang, if we got to give it to him for averaging a triple-double, why the hell did we give him all the other ones for almost averaging a triple-double? Which one is it? Right? So they just felt like he was just robbed because he actually, like, we cried wolf 3 times. It's actually a wolf this time. That was like, oh man, he's about to average a triple-double. He didn't average a triple-double, but he almost did, so give him the MVP. That's what they were saying. They cried wolf three MVPs. Oh, triple-double, triple-double. They cried wolf. Almost got a triple-double, almost got a triple. He didn't get it. And then when the wolf finally come, he finally get a triple-double. We were like, okay, you got to give him his 4th. I mean, I know those other 3, we lied, but you got to give it to him this time because he actually did it this time. The wolf is actually coming. And what happened in that book, The Boy Who Cried Wolf, that wolf actually came and ate everybody up because nobody believed him because he cried wolf on 3 different occasions. So the 4th time he cried wolf, everybody didn't believe him, and the wolf came and had his way. That's what happened. The media cried wolf about those triple-doubles, and those triple-doubles never came. Now when the triple-double actually came, everybody's like, man, we're not voting for that. We done gave this dude 3 MVPs for this triple-double that he never got. And now when he finally achieved it, y'all want to get and notice every year. So when he almost averaged a triple-double with 7 assists, he got the MVP. Every year he went up in assists. Guess what happened to Denver? They kind of went down in wins. So it's actually telling you the more he played triple-double basketball, the more he plays where he's the only one that can make the pass. And he pad those stats to get that. I mean, he's been inching closer to a triple-double every year. And every year the wins have been going down for Denver. So much so that this year it came to a head and got their coach fired. It's obviously telling you that this triple-double basketball is actually detrimental to the team. You're actually performing worse. Jokic on paper, statistically, is performing better, but the team is getting less wins every year, and they're less competitive in the playoff every year. So the formula of triple-double basketball is not working. I don't know if it was Mike Malone that wanted to do it, Denver ownership, or Jokic. I don't know who wants to play triple-double basketball, but it's not working. Abandon it. Abandon the triple-double basketball. You have a real point guard. Let him run point guard. Abandon triple-double basketball. Tell Jokic to concentrate on defense. We don't need your assists unless you passing out of a double team in the post. Thanks, but no thanks. We want to win games now. Play like Tim Duncan. Do your post work, set your screens, stop running fat guard or point guard, start running fat or whatever. Point fat, whatever they call it. Stop running that. You just run your butt down court like a big man's supposed to do it. Run the lanes. get down there and seal somebody on your back and get an easy bucket so Murray can get the assist. I want to see Murray average 11 assists next year. I want to see Jokic average 30 points and Murray average 11 assists. That way you don't have to rely on your co-star for 25 points every night. Who needs 20? How are you supposed to be so good, but you need 25 points from your co-star? Scottie Pippen only gave Jordan 18 points, 19 points at the most. How the heck you supposed to be the best player in the league and you need 25 from your co-star and you need 18 from Michael Porter Jr. and 15 from Aaron Gordon? What the hell? You need all that and you the best player in the league? No. Get your 30 points if you're unstoppable. Show you're unstoppable. Get 30 a night. That's number one. Get your 15 rebounds and play defense. That's what you do, Jokic. You score relentlessly because you're the best scorer on the team and the best player. So you score relentlessly. And when you're scoring so much, the double teams got to come. Off those double teams, you can make your pass. Guess what happens, though? The defense will be in rotation. So the pass that you make probably won't be the shot. It'll be the second pass that'll be the shot. So you'll get hockey assists, but somebody else will get the assist. So your assist numbers will go down, but team performance will go up. Right? And now, instead of you playing two positions on offense, you open up one of those positions for your point guard. Guess what might happen? He might average 20 and 12, and he might make an all-star. He might finally make an all-star if you give him the role primarily. Right? But you trying to be mama and daddy. Imagine if you married, you got a wife who's a great mother, but you tell her, "Nah, I'm doing both roles. I'm doing both of them. Right? I'm mama and daddy. You just sit there. Right? I do everything." And then when things go wrong, you be like, "Ah, man, like I'm doing so much stuff. I mean, you're not even helping me." But you designed it for me not to help. If you're doing both roles, what am I supposed to do? You're just telling me to do something when you won't help. Like I want to do everything because I'm selfish and I want the opportunity to be able to say, "Hey, I did everything." But when everything that I'm doing is not working and we're suffering and we're losing, now I turn to you and be like, "Man, what? You're inconsistent. You're not doing anything. You're not an all-star. Why you ain't make no all-star? Dude, you taking up all the offensive roles. And then you sucking on defense and you making Aaron Gordon play defense for you. And you wonder why we ain't been selected for all-star yet." Shai Gilgeous-Alexander got Jalen Williams selected he in his third year. Got him selected because he's allowing him to do things. Hey, I get off the ball. You can do your thing, man. They take their turns. But if SGA was like, "Nah, man, I want to average a triple double, so I'm doing everything. I want to play in the spread offense. Everybody stand at the 3-point line. I do all of that stuff, and when I pass it to you, you shoot so I can get the assist. Nobody else can get an assist unless I go sit down. And when I go sit down, then you can do your thing. Or when I get fat and tired, then I start setting these fat screens. Then okay, that's your opportunity. Like it's all about me. We get an offense, we get a defensive rebound. Give me the ball. I'm gonna run point. I'm gonna run point fat. And I'm running, and now I got my point guard actually running the lanes like he a big man. So I run point fat so I can get this. So you doing all of that, and then whenever you be like, "Oh, I'm tired," your turn, Murray. And those little moments where Jokic is tired or he's on the bench because he don't go to the bench that often because they claim the Jokic minutes without Jokic is so bad that it lose ball games. Yeah, the offense is designed only for Jokic. So when Jokic leaves, you don't have offense. right? So what he's telling his second best player, Jamal Murray, is that hey, everything's on me on offense until I say, all right, I don't want the ball this play. And when I say I don't want the ball, you got to be click. That's your opportunity to get you're going to have to get 25 points, but I'm giving you this small of a window to figure out how to get your 25 points. And then I'm giving you the fourth quarter because if the game is close, that's when Jamal takes over in the fourth. So Jamal got the fourth quarter, a stretch in the fourth quarter, a small window, and then small of the opportunities when Jokic goes sit down or when he gets fat and tired, and when he says it's your turn, Murray. So you got that small window to get 25 points. Same thing with Kyrie Irving with Luka in Dallas. Luka gets this huge of a box to play in. No Diddy in a huge space. Like he gets all of this space, time, and opportunity to get his 30 points. But in order for that offense to work, the co-star got to get 25. But he don't have this much opportunity to get 25. They give Kyrie this much opportunity to get 25. And then sometimes he can do it, sometimes he can't. So when he can't do it with this much time and space and opportunity, he's inconsistent. What was Kyrie Irving at in the finals? I heard somebody say that yesterday. What was Kyrie Irving at in the finals? What? Do y'all understand? He's got to score in the phone booth. Not only the space, time, or opportunity is this big for Luka and this big for Kyrie. Even when they run the offense, like Luka needs the space wide open for offense. So everyone has to be a three-point shooter except the one screen setter that comes to set the screen for Luka. But when they switch it, they don't have an offense for Kyrie. Kyrie just got to score. Hey, Kyrie, you so good. We seen you do it with LeBron. You should be able to do it with Luka. That was really their philosophy. Mark Cuban really said that on the podcast. He did it with LeBron. So we know he can do it with Luka. It's the same concept. You're so good on offense that we can just give you the ball and you can go get us a point 50% of the time. With one-on-one with no offense. Just go get a bucket. And you got to get 25 points a game with that. Right. And then the crazy thing about it is when Luka says Kyrie's turn to do something, when Kyrie is off the ball for Luka, he's a good catch and shoot 3-point shooter. And plus he will move. He does other things. He goes to set screens. He even gets in the post. He do things like that. When it's Kyrie's turn to get his points, Luka goes to the corner and put his hands on his knees and just don't even be part of the play. He's resting. Like, watch him. Like, pull up some of that Dallas clips. When it's Kyrie turn to cook, there's no screen. Well, sometimes they set screens for him, but he don't really like a bunch of high screen and roll. He's a one-on-one player. So he don't need the screen to get loose. May I have this dance? I'm taking whoever. Right? When it's Kyrie turn, sometimes Luka do this right here. And then go to the corner and put his hands on his knees like, all right, I'm resting now. And I'll be like, you got to be kidding. It's 5-on-4 then. Because Luka not part of the play. They're trying to score on 5 people and they only got 4 people part of the play. It's insane. So, but everybody spreads the floor for Luka and is available for Luka and ready to catch and shoot and ready to cut and ready to do all this other stuff. But when Luka got to do that for you, he's resting in the corner and he's not even a good decoy at that point. Same thing with Jokic. Everybody spread the floor for Jokic. He's running all this offense, but he's telling Jamal Murray, you got to get me 25 consistently with this much space and time and opportunity. And the only offense that you can run is a high screen and roll with Jokic. All his points come off that high screen and roll with Jokic. The Jokic and Murray screen and roll is so potent and so deadly. That's all he can get. And he only get it for this, if 12-minute quarters, I say they're running a Jokic-centric offense 8 of those minutes. And within those minutes, Michael Porter Jr. and Jamal Murray and Aaron Gordon, they got to figure out how to get their 25, 18, and 15 to help their offense go. But if they was playing lockdown defense, they wouldn't need that many points from those guys. But he said because they do all the heavy lifting. Hey, Young, for real, man. Like sometimes when you talk and you let cuss words and the N word slip out, it's cool. But dude, you typed it. Like seriously, man, you typed it. Come on, man. Respect the platform. I'm like, dang, you typed that. You really didn't even have to type that. But as far as the comment, because they do all the heavy lifting, they don't have to do all the heavy lifting. Like I literally watched San Antonio run an offense with a player better than Luca and Jokic put together in Tim Duncan. And Tim Duncan didn't have to do the heavy lifting for them. Tony Parker is capable of running the point. Ginobili is capable of getting his points the way he get them. Tim Duncan ain't have to do none of that for them. Greg Popovich ran offense, and the point guard was the coach on the floor that was dictating the flow of that offense. And Tim Duncan was unselfish enough to yield to his coach and yield to his point guard. Even though he was the best player and the leader, the point guard is the general on the floor, which is the same thing that Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, and Kevin Garnett did to a young Rondo who was unproven. They yielded to Doc Rivers and his system and yielded to the point guard. That point guard had full control of the offense and the offensive flow. So did daggone Tony Parker in San Antonio. And both of those teams were big on defense, and they ran their offense, and their point guard ran it. Kevin Garnett did not run point forward. He has the skills he could have if he wanted to. Tim Duncan did not be the hub for the offense and rack up assists and tell Tony Parker that you can only get catch and shoots. Imagine Tony Parker being a catch and shoot 3-point shooter and an offense with Jokic. Tim Duncan didn't do that because he wasn't trying to stat pad and pad his stats. He wasn't doing it. Garnett wasn't trying to pad his stats. Rondo ran it. Same thing in Detroit. Rasheed Wallace was not trying to pad his stats. All these big men, Garnett, Rasheed, and Duncan did the same exact thing to get rings. They scaled their offense down and let Chauncey Billups run the offense. They trusted the coach in Larry Brown. They let Rondo run the offense, trusted the coach in Doc Rivers, and let Tony Parker run the offense and trusted the coach in Greg Popovich. Tim Duncan, Rasheed, and Garnett, all three did that. And Tim Duncan got 5 rings that way. Rasheed got 1 and played in the finals for another ring, but they lost to San Antonio. And Garnett got 1 and played in the finals against the Lakers and another one and lost that one. So they got multiple finals appearances. They got 1 ring out of it, except for Duncan. He got 5. It works. It works better than what they're doing in Denver and Dallas. The formula I'm talking, we can find 3 people who use the formula of doing all the heavy lifting for everyone. Harden, as a matter of fact, 4 of them. Westbrook, Harden, Luca, Jokic. That's 4 guys. 1 ring between all 4 of them running that offense. I just take 3 guys, Garnett, Duncan, and Rasheed. That's 5, 6, 7 rings between 3 of them. So you got 7 rings with 3 guys running the same blueprint. And the guys that's running the other blueprint, you got 1 ring out of 4 of them. But you know what that play style is good for? It's good for stats. And you know what stats are good for in this dumb era? Awards, MVPs. So you got 3 for Jokic, 1 for Harden, 1 for Westbrook. You got 5 MVPs. And Luca is supposed to be the favorite for MVP every year because everybody knows he's going to record those stats. So the way Jokic and Luka play is good for MVPs. It's not good for rings. You know what else they all got in common too? All of them that run that offense don't play defense. Harden didn't play defense when he was running that offense in Houston. Westbrook didn't play defense when he was running that offense in OKC. And Luka and Jokic can't spell defense, so you know they don't play it. So MVPs are in common with that group. No defense are common with that group. And not winning rings is common in that group. Only one between four of them. But you look over here with Duncan, Garnett, and Rasheed, and they don't have a bunch of stats. They just got a lot of defense, a lot of defensive teams, and a lot of rings. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. He said, that's coaching. That's coaching. He said, oh, that's not the same offense. Comprehension is key. And reading is fundamental. And a mind, yes, a mind is a terrible thing to waste. Just remember that. Just remember that. All right, y'all. We just hit 2 hours, man. Let me make sure I ain't got no super chats. Another $2 super chat from Wolfio said they should withhold awards if no one deserves it. That'd be interesting. That'd be interesting. You don't know basketball. Okay. I accept that. What am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to cry? Cause handyman saying you don't know basketball. You don't know basketball. I'm supposed to cry. Dude, I don't care. Yeah, cocaine is a hell of a drug. Nobody care if I don't know basketball. You think I'm here for people to award me with saying, oh man, he knows basketball. No, I'm not. I'm here because I like talking about basketball because I used to love playing. All right, so hey, I get to show up. I got like minds who like basketball as well. Hopefully y'all like football as well, because football season coming up. I'll be talking about football as well. And guess what? I don't know football either. I don't know basketball or football. I don't know nothing. I don't even know podcasting. I don't know podcasting. I don't know where this mic came from and these cameras. I don't know where these cameras came from, right? I don't know where all that came from. I don't know why. I don't know podcasts. I don't even know how I set this up. I don't know nothing. Right? I don't know basketball. I don't know nothing. I have no clue why you're here, young disciple. If I don't know nothing, because you be here listening all the time. All the time. So I mean, I don't know nothing, that's for sure. But you're here. Which is a hell of a magic trick. That's a heck of a magic trick. You're here, but you also, I ain't gonna say that. Slap me around and call me Susie. I told you, Susie. Oh man, I don't know basketball. I don't know football either. Oh man. Hey, should I open the phone lines up or no? Let me know if y'all want to call in, man. I'm about to end the show. Hey, Jokic run point fat. Bro, I hate people that run point fat, man. Just get your butt down low, man. Golly, just go down low. We don't need that many points. Like Luca run point fat too. Oh yeah. I like Blank Man. I watch Blank Man at least twice a year. I watch Blank Man at least twice a year, man. When he first got his first kiss and he was like, don't touch me. Don't touch me. J5, what's happening? J5. Don't duck you. Hey, young, you can call in, big dog. I ain't gotta duck you, man. What you want to talk about? Here's the phone number, young. You got 2 minutes. I give you 2 minutes before I shut down. You got 2 minutes. J5. Don't touch me. J5. There you go, young disciple. Call in. Phone number is scrolling on the bottom of the screen. Ain't no ducking. Why would I duck anyway? Why would I duck a basketball conversation? It seemed like you ducking. Can you dial them numbers? He said in the live. So, hey, play the wrap it up music. Soon as you start talking, play the wrap it up music.
But you want to be free.
My hate was growing stronger as you became a habit to me.
That's the wrap it up music. Look at that violin. The world's smallest violin. Who? Hold on, let me get you locked in. All right, yeah. we got the Kappa online. What's up, man?
Nigga, what I'm Kappa about? I ain't Kappa about nothing. Nigga, you a good ducker, nigga. I can't say the N word. My bad. I gotta say bro.
When I duck, bro. When I duck.
You ducking me right now. What's up, bro?
How am I ducking? I gave you the number. I put the number on screen.
Big bro, you did a show yesterday. You could have hit me yesterday before you did the little.
Dude,
I seen.
What was you
at?
I
seen the little skit.
What was you at? I thought you was gonna be in the chat.
Nah, bro. I was getting some money, bro. But I seen it this morning though when I got back. Yeah, I seen the little skit. You had your little audience, your little clap man and all that.
It was good, wasn't it? It was good, wasn't it?
Nah, I mean, not really. I give it a D minus. You know what I'm saying? But it was cool. It was cool. How you tried to like wrap up, like bro. Like I didn't make that argument, bro. You keep like you did all that, bro. I listened back to it today, bro. I told you 99,000 times, bro. I said, bro, I agree with what you're saying, bro. I said with the basketball world, and you proved me right. You proved me right today, bro. Because now you coming here with your little violin and your mandolin and your little flute, playing your little sad music. You nigga talking about PER and why you talking about the dude that created it, bro? Why you talking about that man like that, bro?
You respect
John Hollinger.
You respect
John Hollinger?
Yeah,
I respect him as a writer. I mean, and just you know what he do, but bro, all advanced metrics, bro, are created, nigga. I mean, by like I'm saying, by the pencil pushers.
Exactly. They ain't push no basketball though, did they?
But I'm saying, bro, I'm saying dudes that play basketball, bro. How I'm saying you expect them to come up with stats, bro? Come on now, bro.
No, I mean stats are not even really necessary for basketball. Like for people who actually know the game and study it, they can come to conclusions with what they watch on film. Right. And that's what and that's the difference between people who know what they're watching when they see it. They can make an observation and and then form a conclusion based on the observation. Right. Now,
but how do we know everybody that know what they talking about though?
Well, everybody don't know what they talking about, and that's what stats are for. Stats are for the people who can't make that observation.
Yes, just like positions are. Like that's all created for the novice, bro. Like I mean, everybody go. That's what I'm saying. Everybody don't cover the sport or don't follow the sport like that, bro. Football, every sport that has those type of fans, bro. But what I'm saying is that you gotta take into consideration, bro, some of the stuff that you be pushing, bro. I don't know why you be pushing stuff. Look, man, this wrong with the issue, bro. Why if somebody say that LeBron is better than blase, you never ever bring that up. Like you never bring it up, bro. You get what I'm saying? But if somebody say that Kobe is better than LeBron, you produce a show on it.
I produce a show. I produce a show.
Yeah.
I produced a show when David West said LeBron was the GOAT.
Yeah, but you did it to ridicule what he was saying.
Yeah,
so that's the difference, bro.
That was whack.
That's what. No. But that's what I'm saying. I'm saying if somebody say that Kobe is better than LeBron, you don't question it. You don't nothing. I have never heard you ridicule that. So is it because you agree with it?
Yeah. Wow.
Okay, we'll see.
Yeah. Now, however, but if I agree with something and someone mention it and they say some whack stuff, then I might say, well, I think that's whack. I mean, I agree with the end result of how he got there, but how he got there was whack. Like that don't make sense to me. Like if somebody said Kobe was better than LeBron because Kobe got 2 daughters or something like that, or because Kobe was a girl dad, I would say that's whack. Like, why are we? Who's doing it? That's the type of stuff people say about LeBron. When I did that video on David West, he said LeBron was the GOAT because I can't even remember what he said. He said because of some off the court stuff. Like,
that ain't what he said.
What did he say?
Man, David West talked about that man dominance. Man, David West played that man, bro.
Yeah, he said something real whack for me to have to do a video on it. And it ain't have much to do with basketball.
Okay, but okay, send me this before I let you go, bro. Enjoy your night. Why do you think that Kobe Bryant is a better scorer than LeBron?
Observation. I'm looking at him score. I'm looking at how many ways he can score. I look at what he got in his repertoire. How he manipulate the defense, you know what I mean? How whoever just put it this way. And in my opinion, there is 2 ways to score, with or without the ball. Right now, with the ball, there are several levels where you can score from. In the paint,
yes. In
the mid range, from 3,
pinch,
right?
Yeah.
Without the ball, it's the same thing. I can post up and get a post up in the paint. I can post up mid range. I can post up on the wing. I can run off screens from down low or the mid range or the 3-point line. So you see the different ways you can score. You can run off screens like Reggie Miller. You can run off screens like Rip Hamilton for mid range shots. You can run off screens like Kobe and Mike for catch and shoots in the mid range. You can post up like Mike for your low post, and you can do that from all levels on the court. And then you can do everything with the ball, ISO, beat double teams, all of these things, all of these ways to score. And then the mid range is very key because that's advanced basketball. The mid range is advanced basketball. The first thing we learn how to do is layups. And if you're a big guy, you'll be able to dunk it. So layups and dunks are easy. Threes are also easy if people are backing off of you and you're giving you wide open threes. But that mid range and that post up is advanced basketball. That's like one of the final things you learn as a basketball player, and some people don't master that. All right, so I say all that to say this: Kobe mastered all those things and was at A+ at all of those things, all the way to the free throw line.
And what? He wasn't A+ at shooting a 3.
All of those ways that you can score, A+ at all of that. Well, at shooting a 3, he might have been a C+ at shooting a 3. Cool, right? But
he wasn't no A+ at finishing at the rim.
Let me finish. So everything else, he mastered. Now, when you look at LeBron, he still haven't even mastered the free throw line.
free throws doesn't mean you're a better scorer, bro.
He definitely
LeBron
did.
makes 7 out of 10.
I'm still
Kobe
going.
make 8 out of 10.
I'm still going.
That's not significant, bro.
It's not significant. 45% versus 50% field goal position isn't significant either. That's one shot. You do know that, right?
No, that's not. What you mean one shot?
That is one shot. Hold on.
Percentages go by how many shots you take and how many shots you make, bro.
Right. So if I shoot 50%,
what the hell are you talking about?
If I shoot 10, if I shoot 10 shots and hit 5, that's 50%, right?
If you do what?
If I take 10 shots and hit 5, I'm 50%, correct?
Finish your point.
If I take 10 shots and hit 4, that's 40%. What was Kobe Bryant's field goal percentage? 45.
I don't know.
So that's
like 43.
No, it wasn't. It was 45. It was 45 or 46.
Like 43.
It wasn't 43.
Like 43.
It was 40. No, it wasn't.
No, bro, it don't matter. It don't matter.
It don't matter. It's less than one shot. It's less than one shot. So if
why you keep talking to me about
hold on, because you just told me that free throw.
You have these imaginary ass conversations, bro.
Because you just told me free throw shooting 90%, 80%.
You saying that, nigga? I didn't say that, bro.
You said it was a difference between one shot, but you don't give that same.
Bro, you talking about free throw shooting, bro, not me.
And you just said 90%, 80% is not significant.
I said it don't matter to me.
Shot.
I said it don't matter to me,
it's
bro.
not significant too, right?
Man,
right.
Bro, it don't matter to me, bro.
I ain't
never said Kobe's field goal percentage was significant.
All right, thank you.
Having that conversation.
I'm glad you said they got that out the way. So my point is this: he mastered all those ways to score. LeBron James still ain't mastered the free throw line. He still ain't mastered the post up. He still ain't mastered the mid range.
I heard all that, bro.
Free throw, mid range, post hasn't mastered. He's not a better scorer.
I'm saying, are you done?
He's not a better scorer than Kobe Bryant. It's not even close.
Are you done, bro?
It's not even close.
Are you done?
Yeah.
Okay, what I'm saying. Yeah. So you basically saying the more versatile scorer is the better scorer.
No, that's not what I'm saying. No, I'm saying when we comparing LeBron and Kobe.
That's versatility, bro.
When I'm comparing Kobe and LeBron, everything I just named is the reason why he's the better scorer.
So because he's more versatile, right?
No, because of everything I named.
What the hell are you saying, bro? Nigga, that's versatility. Like, what are you saying?
Everything I named. No, versatility and mastering everything is not the same thing.
I didn't say nothing about mastering, bro. I'm saying,
and I didn't say anything about versatility. Versatile. I didn't say anything. No, I didn't.
Bro,
he mastered.
Bro, okay, you didn't. All right,
he mastered
you didn't say that.
You
didn't say that. But okay, you sitting up here saying that he mastered all of those, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Like out of Kobe and LeBron, like we're talking about scoring. Who you think had the most 30-point games in the playoffs?
I don't even know.
LeBron.
Okay.
By a wide margin. Who you think had the more 40-point games in the playoffs?
I have no clue.
LeBron. Kobe got like 8. Like LeBron got 39.
Okay.
Like, so what I'm telling you is, what I'm saying is bro, like all of your, like, this is what I'm saying, bro. All of your mastering, all the things you say, and it sounds good. But the dude who can't shoot free throws and a dude who haven't mastered everything that you said, right, produces more. So how important that? Because I'm just saying, because you were saying earlier that LeBron say that a bag don't matter. That's not what he's saying, bro. He's not saying that. He's saying that what he's saying is a bag don't matter to him. That's the part you don't get, bro. Him without a bag, bro, can produce more than the dude that mastered all the things that you said. Now, how does that sound, bro?
It can sound the way you want it to sound, but for the question of
I'm just saying, that's what it is.
For the question of who the better scorer is, it's easily Kobe.
I'm just saying, that's right.
For all of those reasons.
Okay. I mean, I'm gonna still take the dude that produced more though.
And lost, lost more.
Who was more clutch? LeBron or Kobe?
Kobe.
And you saying that off of what?
Because when I see him play, I see him make a lot of clutch baskets. I see when the moment comes, he wants the moment. I don't know who made the most. I think Rudy Gay or Carmelo might have made the most clutch baskets. And right.
What
Yeah, Rudy Gay. Yeah, Rudy Gay probably got more clutch baskets.
Slap yourself, man.
Yeah, Rudy Gay.
Slap yourself,
Yeah. Look it up,
bro. Slap yourself. Pull it up right now.
Look, no, you pull it up.
But, bro. I'm saying, under no metric has Kobe hit more clutch shots than LeBron.
Yeah, but under no metric is LeBron more clutch. But he's not more clutch than Kobe. It's just not.
But the numbers don't show that, bro.
Well, those are two different things.
The numbers don't show that.
Hold on, those are two different things.
Come on now, bro.
Saying who hit the most clutch baskets and who's more clutch is not the same thing.
So how the hell are we judging?
You do that, right?
How we judge it? Okay. So LeBron can be. Okay, so peep this. So LeBron can beat Kobe, right? Because I don't know what metric you go off of. So bro, how do you like I'm saying? So what you judge on? You saying clutch is an eye test?
Yeah. Why wouldn't it be?
Man, bro, bro. Let
me tell you something about.
Are you serious right now, bro?
Let me tell you something about that statistic that shows how many clutch baskets everybody hit, right? They narrowed it down.
Buzzer beaters, whatever you want to name.
They narrowed it down. If you look it up, they narrowed it down to a certain time constraint, and you have to be down one. You can't be up one. You can't be up to it. It gets real specific.
5 minutes, bro.
No.
With the score is within 5 points, bro.
Young, I can't have a conversation if you don't know how to talk back and forth. Stop interrupting me. This is what I'm saying.
Hey, go ahead, bro.
The way they narrowed that thing down is not the same thing as the Clutch Player of the Year award that they just came up with 3 years ago. It's not the same thing. That's different. I'm talking about I'm talking about the stat they came up with when it was like who's made the most clutch baskets and whatever. And I can tell you right now, in one season,
started at 9-7, bro.
And I can tell you in one season, I seen Kobe hit about 7 or 8 clutch baskets, and he only got like 7 or 8 on that list. I seen him do that in one season. They don't count all of them. They're not counting every clutch shot. They're not counting every clutch shot. Bro, you have to be down one. You have to be down one. It has to be a certain time. Like they really narrowed it down. And
that's a go ahead basket, bro.
It's not. But that's not the only thing that defines clutch.
No, you have game winners. You have buzzer beaters.
I already
you have all type of shots, bro.
I already schooled you on efficiency. Don't make me have to school you on clutch again.
Bro, I schooled look up nothing, bro.
I schooled you on efficiency. Do you want to be schooled on clutch too?
Hey, bro, stop deflecting the other stuff, bro.
Do you want to be schooled on? You want to be schooled on clutch too?
I know what clutch is, bro. It's when it's 5 minutes, bro. When the score is within 5 points. That's what the NBA, bro. That's what the NBA did. Clutch, bro.
That's not the statistic that's online that has LeBron having more clutch shots than Kobe. That's not the one they're using. They're not.
LeBron got more clutch shots than Kobe. All right, more game winners. They got the same amount of buzzer beaters.
When they narrowed it down, when they narrowed it down to all of that nonsense, they took all the other stuff out. That's clutch, and they narrowed it down.
Kobe got 8 buzzer beaters, bro, but 7 of them in the regular season. LeBron got 8, but 5 of them in the postseason. Like I'm just saying, bro, on any clutch shot metric, bro, LeBron has taken more, made more, better percentage from 2 or 3. Like, bro, extra boy the 4-man podcast right here, tell you.
And you think that makes him the more clutch player. So you're telling me that if the game was on the line and Kobe and LeBron was on the same team, you're going to LeBron. That's what you're telling
me. Like, what are we talking about, bro?
No.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yes, nigga.
Why they didn't do that? Why they didn't do it in the Olympics? Why was they relying on KD and Steph in the Olympics this year?
What you mean relying on that? Bro, still played 2 good games. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but in the clutch, they relied on Steph and KD.
Steph had one hot game.
What about when
What about
when Kobe was on the Olympics with LeBron and we needed a basket and
he wasn't better than LeBron.
And
he wasn't better than LeBron.
And he had to do that after
he wasn't better than LeBron, bro.
He had to do that. I said, we talking about clutch.
Hey,
we talking about clutch.
In 08,
we talking about clutch.
I don't remember every game clutch time moment from 08, bro. Like you talking about one game.
I'm just asking you a question. How come the clutch basket was made by Kobe, not LeBron?
You talking about in 08?
Yeah, why was the team even way? Why was they looking? Let me finish the question.
They wasn't looking for no Kobe. Man,
let me finish the question.
Stop playing, bro. I heard the question, bro.
How come they was looking for? Hey, look, that's your last time interrupting me. I'm over here talking.
Man,
calm.
Bro, you can hang up, bro. I'm a man, bro. I ain't gonna be no weak nigga.
I'm over here talking calm.
Man, what talk, bro?
I'm talking calm.
Talking to me like I'm a little child or something, bro. You ain't gonna handle me, bro.
Well, you acting like one though.
I'm saying go ahead, bro. But you ain't about to handle me like I'm no.
Yeah, no, but you acting like
to handle you. I'm trying to handle you like that, bro. Don't handle me like that.
I'm trying to handle you like a man.
Doing that, bro.
I'm trying to handle you like a man.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead, bro.
But I ain't gonna talk and keep hearing your mouth. But like I said, when they needed clutch baskets, they look for Kobe. Talker, boy. They look for Kobe.
All right, bro. I heard that, bro. I heard that, bro. What I'm saying, I'm like, what does that mean?
It means don't nobody believe LeBron's more clutch than Kobe. It don't matter what
in 08?
Because
from 08, that's what they mean?
Because like I told you, when they put that list together of who made the most clutch baskets, Rudy Gay was very high on that list. Do you think Rudy Gay is more clutch than everybody that he was above?
I don't know where Rudy Gay was on the list. I haven't seen no list for Rudy Gay on.
No, he's on it. Do you think he's more clutch than Kobe?
Well, you show me the list, bro, and then I'll answer that question.
You claim you seen it.
What you mean? I haven't seen no list with Rudy. Hey, bro, that's another thing. The list that Tyrese calibrating on right now, like when it's 3 seconds or less, the tie go ahead. You know, he just made his fourth one. You know who leading that list, right? LeBron with 8 of them things. So clutch, you can go by your feelings, bro.
So
I tell you, nigga, put your feelings in your pocket.
So whoever get more than 8 is more clutch than LeBron.
Bro, did you hear the list I just said?
I'm asking, whoever get more than 8
did you hear the criteria I just said? Bro, if somebody told you that a player hit 9 shots, right? Go ahead, buckets with 3 seconds or less on what the hell you gonna call it?
I'm just asking. Whoever has the most
clutch. I just answered.
No, just yes or no.
I just answered.
Whoever
I just answered.
Whoever has the most clutch basket is the most clutch player ever.
Man, it's a reason why Jordan got a lot of them, bro. Hey, listen, bro. It's a reason why it's Jordan and LeBron in all those little sections, bro. Like it's Kobe got like second place to LeBron, like in I'm gonna say 1 or 2 categories. You know, he's second place to LeBron, but that's only because the stats started in 9-7. So all Jordan shots wasn't tally.
Okay, so I just wait till somebody get more than 8, and then we'll revisit this conversation.
What we gonna revisit for, bro? I'm gonna tell you they clutch.
No. The most clutch
That's
player.
What I said.
The player with the most clutch shots is the most clutch player. Got it.
That ain't the list I'm talking about with Halliburton, bro.
Whoever got the most clutch shots.
If you want to say that,
is the most.
But if you want to say that,
by your logic.
But if you want to,
that's not my logic.
Say that, then I agree. You know what? Yo, me too. We had that conversation. I agree. Since LeBron got the most clutch shots right now.
Of course you.
I agree.
But you do know that nobody has.
I'm just saying why him and Kobe not close.
Nobody.
Him and Kobe not even close, bro.
It's a lot of reasons.
Look it up, bro. They're not even close.
There's a lot of reasons why they're not close. But
give me one of those reasons, Mel. Give me one of those reasons.
I just told you the way they made that list. They narrowed it down where they getting rid of a lot of clutch shots. They narrowed it down to like just some very specific stuff. You haven't even seen the list, right? You just repeating talking.
You list, bro.
You just add the talking points. But here's the thing, though.
Stop it, bro.
Here's the thing.
Stop it.
With this whole thing, right? You could Google that and come to a conclusion without watching these guys play. So I'm trying to figure out how you can determine who's more clutch. All right, that's the last time. All right, you got to go, big dog. Peace.
All right, nigga, bye.
Hey. But anyway, let's pull up this clutch list and see how they came up with it. NBA most clutch players. I want to see how they came up with this list. I looked this up some time ago. And it's some sketch to it. All right, hold on. Who hit the most clutch basket? So AI is giving me some stuff, man, saying it's difficult to definitely name the most, and they got the most in parentheses or in quotations. So that's in question. Clutch baskets, it depends on individual criteria. It's a lot of different criteria when they come up with these clutch baskets because everybody defines clutch different. So it's just the list is going to vary in the context of the game. However, some iconic clutch moments and players are frequently cited. So that's AI saying some stuff. I mean, they got names on the list. They got Mike, they got Kobe, they got LeBron, they got Ray Allen, Steph Curry, Jerry West, Robert Horry. But let's see if I can find 10 most clutch players. I want to see who made this list. Clutch shooting by percentage, last 5 seconds of the fourth. All right, so here's one on what source is this? This is ChatGPT, man. Who did this? So this one says clutch shooting by percentage, last 5 seconds of the fourth quarter overtime. So this is the last 5 seconds. So, this is regarding anything above disregarding anything above 5 seconds. Like I said, they narrowed it down, right? So they got LeBron field goal percentage around 50% in clutch situations, making him one of the most efficient clutch shooters in history. He also holds the most game-winning buzzer beaters in playoff history. So buzzer beaters, right? So that's not just clutch, right? Because clutch can be all throughout the game, all throughout the fourth quarter, definitely the last 2 minutes. So all of that is clutch time, especially in close games. And the game can be a 3-point game or 4-point game. Those points or those baskets are still clutch. But when they start narrowing it down, they're like, you have to be down one for it to be clutch. And then they're making it specific to buzzer beaters. So LeBron has the most buzzer beaters in playoff history. I don't know how many he got, it don't say, but the most buzzer beaters, right? They say Kobe hit many memorable clutch shots. His percentage in final 5 seconds is around 31%, largely due to his willingness to take a tough shot in contested shots. So his percentage is low, 5 seconds are left, but they have admitted that he's hit a lot of clutch shots. So clutch is totally different from this list that he's coming up with. And that's what I was telling him when they came up with this, they're narrowing it down to 5 seconds left, right? They're narrowing it down to 5 seconds and the shots that you hit under 5 seconds, but clutch is beyond 5 seconds. So this is the second time Young Disciple has got taken to school on a topic. First, it was efficiency. And it was funny that he went to school on efficiency, and then LeBron, his king, took him to school right after that. Now he's being taken to school. I just told you 5-10 minutes ago, they're narrowing it down to a very specific time, and they're saying buzzer beaters and 5 seconds or less. Now anybody in this chat tell me, is that the only time you can be clutch? A buzzer beater or 5 seconds or less, that's the only time you can be clutch, right? I mean, it's common sense, man. If you really wanted to learn stuff, you'll come up here and listen to someone that's older than you, someone who actually hoop. I can tell you didn't hoop. I can tell you're not a thinking man. You probably don't play chess. You probably don't think your way out of a lot of situations. You just scream and yell and do all that stuff, right? That ain't how do we handle things over here like that. Like you actually have to put some thought into some of these things, right? You can't just Google a stat and come in on this platform and just regurgitate it and not know what the hell you're talking about. Clutch is a whole lot more than buzzer beaters. Clutch is a whole lot more than 5 seconds or less. What about 6 seconds? Why did they decide 5? What about 6 seconds? What about 7 seconds? What about 15 seconds? That's not clutch. What about 30 seconds? What about the final 2 minutes? Those aren't clutch. What about game 7s? Game 7s in general, the whole game is clutch. It's way more stuff that's clutch. It's clutch moments in a game. Like you could be playing a good team in the playoffs. They could go on an 8-0 run, and the lead can be at 8, almost about to get to 10. And the next possession is very crucial. You call a timeout, you come out of that timeout, you draw a play up. Kobe, I want you to take this shot. And that shot is very important because it stops a run. Like it's clutch moments all throughout. So when you want to know who the better player is in the clutch, it's not going to be a metric that you can Google for that. Y'all got to stop relying on Google. Y'all got to stop relying on ESPN and all this stuff. Y'all better learn how to watch the game and decipher the game for yourself. Especially if you go come up here and try to talk to an intelligent person who actually played the game. Like it's a difference. It's a lot of guys who play the game at a higher level than me, dumb as rocks. You're not gonna find a lot of times somebody actually can hoop their whole life and actually have good common sense and some smarts about them. That's a rare breed. Young Disciples is a total opposite of me. I hooped and I'm smart. Young Disciple didn't hoop and he don't seem to be too smart. So you can take that with a grain of salt, but yeah, clutch is not 5 seconds, young. It's not 5 seconds or left. Clutch is not buzzer beaters. It's more than that. A buzzer beater can be clutch. A buzzer beater can be 5 seconds or less, but it's way more than that. Way more than that. All right. So, but yeah, we're ended the hour. We did get some super chats. LeBron averages 7 points in the fourth quarter for his career. How's that clutch? Hey, man. How can it be clutch when he's the biggest blowouts in the finals? Hey, look, man, listen. Like I said, man, there's a different definition for clutch, I guess. There's a different definition for clutch in a lot of people's book. And it's just, yeah, I guess it's just different for some people. It's different for some people, man. But hey, look, when you got your own, let me see what Tyson talking about. So, do you admit the LeBron is better with 5 seconds or less and buzzer beaters than Kobe? There's no point of time in the game where if I need a basket, I would choose LeBron over Kobe. Not 5 seconds, not 12 minutes left. It don't matter. If I got both of those guys on my team and I need a shot, it's going to be Kobe. I'm sorry. Like what? Like I don't understand what I don't understand what y'all saying, man. Like really? The internet don't even tell you how many he hit. It just tell you the percentage. But it's circumstantial though. It's not nothing that's conclusive that tell you which guy is better in the clutch, man. You just gotta have common sense. I guarantee you there's not a coach alive worth, maybe JJ Redick, that's about it. But there's not a coach alive that would have LeBron and Kobe on their team at the same time, and they need a basket for a game winner that they're drawing the play up for LeBron. It's just not happening. It's not happening. Why would you? It's just not happening. So, I mean, Kobe, LeBron. I mean, Kobe, Michael, Reggie Miller, Ray Allen, Paul Pierce. Like I want those guys taking those type of shots. They don't mean who's better or not. It don't mean who's better, even though Kobe is better than LeBron. But I just don't understand what in this conversation when people are talking about Kobe and LeBron, where LeBron has to win every argument. Like a LeBron fan, you could be saying, I mean, I think Kobe dressed better than LeBron. They'll argue with you about that. Like LeBron they can't let LeBron lose not one argument. They can't let LeBron lose not one argument, man. It's okay, dog. He could not be the best at something, dog. He's the best at forming super teams. Kevin Durant has been trying to copy his style and build a team that they can go straight. They can skip the process and go straight to the championship, and he hasn't been able to do it. So LeBron is the best at that. He nobody could team hop and form teams and make them competitive as fast as LeBron. Like that man went from Cleveland to Miami and formed a super team with two number one franchise players, superstars in their prime, and they went straight to the finals. Kevin Durant can't do that. He couldn't do that. He tried it in Brooklyn. He tried it in Phoenix. Couldn't do it. So yes, LeBron is better at that than Kevin Durant. He team hopped from Miami, went to Cleveland, went straight there, formed the almost super team with Kyrie and Kevin Love, and then went and got J.R. Smith from Carmelo and built that team within a year or two, got David Blatt fired, and then went straight to the finals, and they went to, I want to say, 4 straight. They went one against Golden State, one lost, went the second time and won, went the third time when KD got there and lost, and then went another time with KD then lost. So 4 straight. Took them to 4 straight finals. KD's trying to do that with Brooklyn and Phoenix, couldn't do it. LeBron is better at forming teams and making them competitive right away, better than KD is. So yes, LeBron is the best at a lot of things. He got his son in the league. His son don't deserve to be there. Who else has done it? He got media members on the payroll. Who else got media members on the payroll? He's a billionaire. Who else playing right now is a billionaire? He got Tyson Thomas brainwashed. Who else got him brainwashed? I mean, the dude is absolutely good at a lot of things. I give credit where credit's due. But when it comes to this basketball thing, he got to wait in line. There's a lot of people in front of him. A lot of people in front of him. Kobe's one of them. MJ is definitely one of them. Right? Then Kareem is definitely one of them as well. And then at number 4, start the debate. Debate starts with players like Bird, Duncan, Hakeem, LeBron, Magic, Bill Russell, Dr. J. Right, that's where the debate go. I even like Moses Malone a lot, man. Maybe Shaq up there as well. So it's a lot of people at that number 4 spot where the debate starts, and it's just too close for me. Like I don't have a number 4. I have a 1, 2, 3, Mike, Kareem, Kobe, and then after that, number 4. Like I'm not sure about. I don't have a real order. Like I tried to make an order on my pyramid, but every time I get new information, like sometimes I'm not so sure about it. What's my pyramid at? There's my pyramid. So that's the only 3 I'm sure about. Mike, Kareem, Kobe, I'm sure about that. Then you got Wilt, Bird, Magic, Russell, Duncan, Hakeem, LeBron, right? I'm sure about that, but the order can change. I'm not sure about the order. And where is daggone Moses Malone? See, there's Moses right there. I got Moses there as well. So after LeBron, you got Shaq, Isaiah. And this is what I don't like about people, man. They forget about Isaiah so much. They forget about Dr. J too. Where's my doctor? Where's Dr. J at, man? See, look at that, man. I don't forgot Dr. J. You see what I'm saying? Oh, nah, he on there. He right there in front of Jerry West. Right. So that order can change. Like Dr. J might need to be higher. Dr. J might be in front of Shaq. Dr. J might be in front of LeBron. So Dr. J could move all the way up 2 tiers, really. LeBron can't drop 2 tiers. He's at least tier 5. He between 4 and 5. But the only person on tier 6 I think can jump up is Dr. J. I think everybody else is in their rightful tier below that. Yeah, LeBron could drop, and Dr. J could go up. But that's definitely my list. That's basically my list, man. But it is what it is. I catch y'all tomorrow after the game, man. Peace. Hold on, let me see these comments. Comments coming in. Dr. J ain't played a game in 40 years. You understand? But you don't make no sense, dog. Just stop talking. Hey, man, just stop talking, man. You won't make no sense, dog. As a matter of fact, man, I think listen. And until you learn how to have an intelligent conversation, man, just chill. Just watch. How about that? You know what I mean? Just watch. You know what I mean? Because like the conversations ain't even fun no more, dog. They ain't even fun. Like you don't grasp simple concepts. It's really not a enhancing conversation. Like you're not going to call and teach me nothing. So you need to be the one doing the less talking and more listening. Like you're not going to teach me nothing. I'm older than you, dog. You know what I mean? So I seen a little bit more than you. So I mean, you should be doing some listening. More listening than you do talking. Right? So one day you'll learn how to hold a conversation, and when you can call, it'll be a more enhancing conversation. But until then, ain't even no need to call. Just listen. And you can leave your comments, and you control in the comments because that's fun. But don't even call. It's too many people in the comment section saying, man, I tune the show off every time he called because I mean he just don't have an intelligent conversation. So learn how to do that, big dog. But other than that, man, tomorrow after the game, I'll catch y'all on here, man. We might have a couple of more topics after the game other than just the post game. But I catch y'all tomorrow. Peace.